There it is.
Where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you. Oh, this is the greatest show. We're light it up, we won't come down, and the walls can't stop us now. Watching it come true, it's taking over you. Oh, this is the greatest show.
All right, shout out to Scott Duncan, our DJ, right up there top. And we've got Jason and Brandon, UNRAV over there, keeping the levels up. So welcome to the Northern Nevada First LEGO League Qualifier. Today we're here to celebrate the achievements. All right, the people in the back can hear me, nice. Today we're here to celebrate the achievements of the First LEGO League Challenge teams.
And, of course, let's begin with the national anthem. If you can please stand for the national anthem, please do so. And also, the national anthem will be presented in sign by our wonderful Nanami Duncan.
So I'd like to start by acknowledging a very special individual today. Caroline Hansen is our tournament director. Her hard work and leadership have helped to make all of this possible.
And a special round of applause for our tournament director, and a special thank you to our host today, the Educational Services Department here at the University of Nevada, Reno, with assistance from the UNR Robotics Club. And in particular, we want to recognize Monica, a PhD student who was instrumental in getting this event to happen. Thank you so much. And we want to welcome Dr. Josh Baker, the Associate Vice President of Research here at UNR. He has a few words to welcome you here.
I'll do it. Let's do it at the end. Can we do it last? Huh. Hello and welcome to UNR. I'm Associate Vice President for Research at UNR, Josh Baker. And I've been at UNR for about 18 years, and I just am so incredibly excited to welcome all of you, coaches, parents, and especially the students to this really great event. When I came in this morning, the one thing that I realized was that I am seriously underdressed. And I forgot my hat. I love the hats and the costumes. They're outstanding. Oh, there you go.
Have some spirit.
Completes my outfit. Thank you. So welcome to UNR. This is just such a great event, and we're so happy to have you here. I am like a huge fan of robotics and a huge fan of computers and engineering, and just really excited to see and really inspired by all of you students. Really inspired to see the problem solving that you guys do and the innovations that you guys are working with, and just want you to know that that is the same kind of thing that we do here at UNR. You are surrounded by labs and by faculty who brought in $180 million in research expenditures last year to continue to do the kinds of things that you guys are doing and taking it to another level. We are leaders in lithium, we're leaders in medical research and engineering, and we'd just really love to see you at some point in the future come join us at UNR. I want to mention that we have a robotics center in downtown Reno. We have a video here with the center. I'm sure some of you have been there. Those who haven't, I hope you have a chance to go see it. This robotics center is funded by EDON and by Tesla and by UNR and the city of Reno. And so I'm going to conclude with the video, but again, just want to welcome you all here and so glad you could make it to UNR and hope you have a chance to sort of look around campus and feel welcomed here. So the video of the robotics center.
We're seeing a workforce that's very quickly changing towards automation.
The coding and the teamwork and other skills associated with robotics, those are the skills of the future.
But it's also those literacy skills, those language skills, the communication skills. Robotics really teaches them that.
K-12 Robotics Center is a great space for our community to come together in a central location.
Come here and get involved in K-12 robotics programs, serve as mentors, serve as coaches, and have fun.
All right, thank you, Dr. Josh Baker. Lights, camera, steam. Let's get this masterpiece event started.
There's the energy I'm used to. It only took an extra 10 minutes. In this year's art-inspired season masterpiece, part of First in Show, presented by Qualcomm, teams around the world use their creativity to imagine and innovate new ways to create and communicate art across the globe. Let's have a look-see at what this game looks like.
Hey there. We're so glad you're here. Get ready to step into the spotlight this year. Where are we headed? I'm sure you want to know. Let me set the stage for where we'll go. You've got STEAM. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Doing your best while practicing your craft. STEAM inspires big ideas, bold action, and creativity. These skills empower us to bring ideas to life and build the future. Film, music, theater, photography. Design a world of endless possibilities. Create art and experiences that entertain and inspire. Dream big, out loud. Fuel your creative fire. There may come a time in your journey ahead when things aren't going like they did in your head. When you give yourself the freedom to fail, your best ideas are free to set sail. So remember to always chase after that dream. Because behind you, you have a global community, a worldwide team. It's the memories you'll make and the magic you'll build. No ideas unexplored, no dreams unfulfilled. The future is a place you will create. So, are you ready? Welcome to First in Show, presented by Qualcomm.
All right. As you probably know, this is an official first LEGO League Masterpiece Tournament. First in the LEGO Group partnered to create our program. In 1998, First LEGO League started that year with 200 teams. This season, hundreds of thousands of kids in over 100 countries are participating around the world. Teams prepared for this tournament by working on the robot game and an innovation project while developing their core values and teamwork. For the Masterpiece season, we have 210 teams in Nevada alone. And the 24 top teams in Northern Nevada are right here today. For the Masterpiece Innovation Project, teams were challenged to explore the role STEM plays in the arts and then put their creativity to work to design a future of endless possibilities. In the robot game, teams can earn points during a 2.5-minute match.
And the robot game and innovation project are what we do, but our first core values is what supports how we do. When things get tough out there today, and teams, believe me, this is the championship, it is going to, you never want to forget about gracious professionalism. It means competing like crazy against the clock, but treating each other with respect, and keep in mind that if you get a little tired or if something goes wrong, you need to keep this in mind. And we all have more fun, teams, coaches, and parents and volunteers, when we treat each other with gracious professionalism. And you know what? One of the things that I will tell you as a first alumni is that if you can maintain gracious professionalism in your life, it will carry you so far. This is the 9th year I have been with First, and when I keep all those in my head, I think it's built some of the best things I've ever seen. Would you say, Jim?
That's a great life lesson, Larson, especially coming from a 9-year veteran. All right, let's meet our judges. Would all the judges please stand? They're in the lovely red shirts. The judges evaluate teams in 3 areas: robot design, project, and core values. Patty Poston is our stellar judge advisor. And yes, we are related.
And our judges are great, but what about the folks dressed in black and white stripes? Where are our referees? Will you please stand? There they are. Henry Sturm is our head referee, and our referees serve as the robot game officials, and along with Nami Duncan as our assistant head referee. These people are going to make sure that everything is fair today, so please give them a round of applause.
And this tournament is only possible due to the hard work and dedication of our volunteers who've come out and forced to support this tournament. Volunteers, please stand. If you're already standing, please wave. Thank you for your service to First. Let's hear it for our volunteers again. Another big hand. Hey, that's the only pay they get other than the great food in the back room.
And we also want to take a moment to give a nod to our first LEGO League global sponsors. That would be LEGO Education and the LEGO Foundation, as well as our first LEGO League Challenge Division sponsor, Rockwell Automation.
And we also can't thank our wonderful local sponsors enough, whose support has not only made this tournament possible, but they've been strong supporters of teams throughout the state. They are Tesla, the Nevada Department of Education, and the Gene Haas Foundation.
And what about our spectators? Well, we politely ask that you remain in the public viewing area so that way we don't disturb the robot games that are going on up here. That is marked by this divider right here. And judging sessions are closed to spectators, Coaches are permitted to record the team's judging session for sharing with family and friends, and teams are asked to check in for their judging session 10 minutes ahead of their scheduled time, and likewise, teams, you should queue up for your robot game at least 5 minutes prior to the scheduled time. Nominations for the Coach and Mentor Award will be accepted until 1 o'clock today. Please turn your nominations into Caroline, I believe. There she is over there by then. And lastly, as a thank you to our wonderful hosts, please be respectful of the facilities and their representatives since we are their guests. As part of this, we ask that no food or drinks are brought into, well, that would be the ballrooms right here, just so we can keep the floor clean, please. And also, please show your core values throughout the day to everyone you interact with. And of course, have fun, be kind, and share. And let's let the games begin.
Let's start this first practice match in 3, 2, 1, let go! Da Vinci Coder's running backwards there. Going to realign. Mindstorm Masters has the camera. Looks like they've got it into the zone. Got quite an arm on that robot. Da Vinci Coder's back in the home zone. Quickly putting on their arms. New arm for the next mission. Mindstorm Masters looks like they're headed for the 3D cinema with a big long arm. Da Vinci Coder's dropped that third wheel down. Going to try that one again. Just a practice match. They're getting the kinks worked out. There goes Da Vinci Coders. Pretty good speed going over to the left side technicians. Left side technicians in the pit. Looks like they're putting their masterpiece on, and the curator, expert, headed to the museum, no doubt. Mid-match cheer for the Da Vinci Coders, and they make the masterpiece and the curator into the museum. Looks like Mindstorm Masters ran over the camera. That's an expensive camera they left on the floor. Da Vinci Coders grabbing the camera also, putting it into the camera zone. Looks like Mindstorm Masters' robot got tripped up in the tripwires of the boat. Da Vinci Coders has a bunch of audience members in the theater. Easy mission. Mindstorm Masters making sure the robot is completely together. 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left in the match. And a scene change successful for the Da Vinci Coders. And again, looks like they got it to the yellow. They're going to come over. And the immersive view is up for the Da Vinci Coders. Mindstorm Masters coming over to the hologram man. Just missed the lever. Looks like 3D cinema in for Da Vinci Coders, and they're good. 2, 1. End of the match. Great job, Da Vinci Coders. Great job, Mindstorm Masters.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, Lego. And we have a start of practice round number 2 over here, where LEGO Legends has successfully completed the craft mission. Back to base they went. Sonic the Hot Dog looked like they tried to move an attachment towards the 3D cinema, but I didn't actually see if they accomplished what they were intending to. I can't quite tell it from my vantage point. Two different strategies from the teams over here. Sonic the Hot Dog actually has a whole bunch of attachments that they are putting on their robot, and then they just sort of move those out into the field and complete the missions as such as they're going towards the theater mission. LEGO Legends taking a little bit of a different avenue here. They have a smaller robot, but that allows them to actually maneuver in between all the missions a little bit easier. So, as I mentioned earlier, they completed the crafting mission, but they also headed out towards the rolling camera mission, and it looks like they were able to move the boat off of its starting position, and they may have been trying to bring some of the experts to their respective field areas, but it looks like they may have got caught on one of the missions and wound up on the other side of the table where they've switched out their operators. Sonic the Hot Dog still using their massive attachment strategy here. They're bringing their masterpiece over towards the museum, and it looks like they may have probably gotten it in the boundary. It's tough to tell from this angle, and actually something I have not seen one of the teams do yet. They were going to go for the light show mission. I am curious to see if they can get this in the real round because, I mean, again, these are just practice rounds. These are just designed to get the teams a little bit affiliated with the field and make sure that everything's working on their robot. LEGO Legends still over on the other side of the table. They are prepping what appears to be their masterpiece along with Anna the Curator to bring all that over to the museum. Sonic the Hot Dog went to go try and complete the immersive reality experience, and it looks like they were on target to do so, but their robot kind of got caught on the whole mission, and they may be stuck there. They're talking with the referee to see if they're going to have to bring their robot back into base manually. Lego Legends over on the other side of the field still. And we're at 30 seconds left in the round. This is where the pressure starts to build up. Sonic the Hot Dog successfully completing the rolling camera mission via the method that I believe the intent was to complete it by, which is hitting a little lever, and that launches the camera along the track, where I've seen some other teams just sort of hit the camera and they sort of carry it along the track with a robotic arm. I've seen that too. Lego Legends also completing something very similar. They were able to hook the camera and move the boat to its spot right as the timer expired.
All right, let's run match 3 in 3, 2, 1, let go. Wolfpack Bots out to the hologram man. Has him deployed. Also going to take another round to the museum. They've got their masterpiece and the curator, Anna, on board. Magic Engineers, looks like they're aiming for the craft table. Have that pushed in. Has the lid all the way up for the Magic Engineers. Wolfpack Bots taking out, getting the boat into the movie scene. Looks like mission number 2, getting ready with an audience member going to the concert venue. Audience is in the concert. Magic Engineers lining it up with one eye. Got the boat. It looks like it might be in the movie scene. Got another arm being placed on by the Magic Engineers. Over here on the Wolfpack Bots, looks like they're sending it over to the left side technicians to handle. Easily done. Precision token taken for Magic Engineers. Had to pull the robot off the field. Wolfpack Bots with a scene change. They've got it to orange. By the way, if that scene change matches the other side of the table, they both get bonus points. Magic Engineers putting on another arm, making sure it's pinned on very well. Loading up some audience members. Looks like Wolfpack Bots are going to the 3D cinema. They've got the dragon outside the TV for 3D. Magic Engineers going to the sound tower. That's a difficult one. Looks like they're going to take another precision token. First 2 don't cost anything. The third one does. And audience members flip to the ground at the music tower. Wolfpack Boss looks like they've got an audio level set. Nice job. More audience members loaded up for Magic Engineers. 20 seconds left in the match. Audience members delivered to the skateboard park. Looks like Wolfpack Bots are satisfied with 10 seconds left in the match. Magic Engineers doing their dance. I think they're satisfied too. 3, 2, 1. Into the match. Great job, Magic Engineers, and great job, Wolfpack Bots.
3, 2, 1, Lego. And we have the stage circuits heading over to the 3D cinema. They're actually still in base. They just have a really long robotic arm that they were going to try and complete the mission with from home base. And then they headed over to the rolling camera mission, where it looks like they were going to try and pull the boat off of its starting position with the same claw, but they got stuck, and it looks like they're going to try and reset. Meanwhile, the Magic Engineers, actually, it looks like they had a little bit of a malfunction with their robot, possibly, because I watched the team hit the button, but the robot didn't really move. So sometimes these robots have an initialization phase that they have to go through, where they will pause for a minute. But it looks like, based on some of the frantic nature of the team here, that may not have necessarily been the case. Sage Circuits changed out their robotic attachment, and they're heading into the field where they were going to try and complete the soundboard mission. They had the center fader that they were trying to move up, but unfortunately they weren't able to get it past its latching position, and so it fell back down, and the audio fell into the mud. They're going for it again. Let's see. They got levels up. Maybe the robotic arm is caught on it. Let's see if they can break free from the mission. And it looks like they were able to successfully complete that. Meanwhile, the Magic Engineers, there we go. There they go, heading out into the field. It looks like they tried to go for the 3D cinema mission. I may have missed that. And they transferred their robot over to the other side of the field where they're now switching out attachments. 1 minute left on the clock here. And, again, the team is a little bit frantic right now, but this is just a practice round. This is the chance to make sure that all this is going to work. They're switching out attachments. Looks like they could go for the lights, camera, action mission with the holographic performer. That's my guess. Stage Circuit's still going with their current robotic attachment. They're going to complete the theater scene where they've changed it looks like, to the blue scene, and they went to go try and complete the immersive reality experience, but it looks like it didn't quite latch. Magic Engineers taking a really good time here to make sure that they get this launch correct. They want it to go right. Out into the field they go with 30 seconds left. Then they were able to complete the holographic performer mission. I was wondering if they were going to go ahead and do that and swiftly head back into base. No issues there whatsoever. Sage Circuits looks like they are stuck out in the field. They tried to go for the augmented reality experience, but weren't quite able to get it. Magic Engineers still back on the other side of base, where they have been spending the better part of the match, it seems like. 4 seconds left. They're going to try and deliver their masterpiece in the field. Didn't quite make it. And Sage Circuits looks like they tried to go for the light show, but we'll have to talk to the referees to see if they actually got that before the buzzer.
In 3, 2, 1, let go! Off they go. Bighorns at the craft table. Ditto with Dragonbot. Looks like they're lining up for the hologram, Dragonbots are. We had to have a caution for the team members needing to be behind the line other than technicians at the table. So it looks like Dragonbots has their masterpiece headed to the museum. Make a right turn with Anna, the museum curator. They're in easily. Going to the immersive view. Looks like they've hooked their loader legs into the mission. Bighorns also have their masterpiece, and Anna, the museum curator, into the museum. Dragonbots, looks like they hooked up the visual effects director. That expert needs to go over to the theater, I believe, along with some audience members. They hit the boat. They did move the boat into the movie scene. Looks like they're stuck there, though. And Bighorn's successful scene change to orange. Nice work. Left side technicians on the Dragonbot side snapping in another mechanism. Looks like they might be going over to the 3D cinema. No, they're going to the scene change. That is an orange. That matches up, so that's bonus points for both teams. Bighorns with a big mechanism on the back. It's like they're lining up for the 3D. Oh, they dropped an audience member right into the popcorn bin. 30 seconds left. 30 seconds. Okay, Dragonbots with a vertical narrow robot. Looks like they're loading up an expert. 15 seconds left. And an audience member Dragonbots have, but they only have 10 seconds left. Need to get that robot moving. Selecting a mission, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. End of the match. Great job, Dragonbot. Great job, Bighorns.
3, 2, 1, Lego! Oh boy, motion from both robots over here. Royal Robots went and completed the crafting mission and headed straight back into base. It looked like they tried to also do the virtual reality artist. Meanwhile, the Robo Squad, went over to complete the holographic performer mission. It looks like they did so successfully. I didn't see the lights go down on the stage yet, so I wonder if they're going to go back and do that. And it looks like they were able to they tried to bring, I didn't necessarily see what they were trying to transport, but they brought something over to the other side of the table for their operators to switch out. And it looks like in doing so, they also moved the boat off of its starting position. Royal Robots transferring stuff around on the field. I didn't fully see what happened there. I heard some applause. I was too mesmerized by the glowing eyes of the Robo Squad's robot. Out in the field, Royal Robots goes, heading towards the rolling camera mission, and looks like they spun out of control and completely hit the camera track. Looks like the camera did move off its starting position. Maybe that's what everybody was cheering about. And so, you know, sometimes you wreck some hardware in the process of getting the perfect shot for a movie. That's just how it goes. Both teams essentially simultaneously there completed the 3D cinema mission. I also saw the Robo Squad complete that as well. Back to base they go. And then Royal Robots heading over to the theater mission. Looks like they were able to change the theater scene to the pink scene from my vantage point. Robo Squad back in base. Looks like they're changing out attachments on their robot. Not exactly sure what they plan to do with it yet. Royal Robots doing the same. Looks like they are lining up to bring some audience members over to the theater, possibly, in a little bucket. Looks like they've done so successfully back to base, and now they're lining up their masterpiece. Robo Squad is still on the other side of the table there. It looks like there may be a little bit of confusion with getting their attachments on. We're close to about 30 seconds left in the round here. Royal Robots still continuing to complete as many missions as they can, bringing their masterpiece and Anna the Curator into the museum and almost completing the immersive reality experience. And it looks like they're pretty happy here. 20 seconds left for the Robo Squad there. It looks like they got the robotic arm onto their robot. They're switching out programs. There may be some confusion as to whether or not they're going to put something on the robotic arm. 10 seconds left.
Can't cross over on the side of the field. You have to stay over on this side. You have to stay over on this side.
And we would like to remind teams that with your operator sub-teams, there goes the buzzer.
Let's run match number 7 in 3, 2, 1, let go! Lucky Counters off, headed to the Hologram Man. 3D Cinema knocked down by the Magnetites. Hologram successfully accomplished by the Lucky Coders. Going back to the craft table, have that table extended. Magnetites making a turn, looks like a 45-degree turn. Going to the theater change. Got a vertical arm there, but they're using their... they did hit the mission, did not spin it. Lucky Coders has their masterpiece going to the museum along with Anna, the museum curator. She's in. Lucky Coders, it's like they ran into Sam on the way back, but they made it back to the safety zone almost. Lucky Coders going to give up 1 precision token as soon as they get outside the home zone, but no points off for the first 2. Magnetites aligning. Oh, they're going to the theater change again. Lucky Coders over there to the theater change also. Looks like they do have orange. Magnetites also trying to get. Oh, they don't. Both have orange. Bonus points, both teams. Lucky Coders pulling off an other mechanism, putting on a new one. Same with the Magnetites. Looks like it could be an audience delivery arm. Whoa! It's got some kind of intake noodles in it. So they're going to the audio levels. All 3 of them up. And 1 remains. Looks like 2 remain on the audio levels by Magnetites. Lucky Coders headed out to the camera. They've got it hooked. Pull it to the side. They got the boat into the movie scene, and the camera just misses the area that it needs to be in. Magnetites is running into 3D Cinema. And that's the end of the match. A great job, Magnetites, and great job, Lucky Coders.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, Lego. All right, motion from both robots, and holy moly, the biggest little robotics team of Reno with a big robot heading out into the field and a massive robotic arm. that swung up into the air, and it looked like it was going to try and move the camera off of its starting position near the rolling camera mission. They didn't get it the first time, but they did get it the second time, and the Magic Makers were actually able to head out into the field, and I don't know if they were able to... Oh, they were able to deliver one of the experts over to the virtual reality artist area. And they may have also tried to go for the crafting mission, although I didn't see it. I also saw them go towards the augmented reality mission, but it looks like they may have just missed it. Meanwhile, the biggest little robotics team in the world going for the big 3D cinema screen and also going for the scene change in the theater. That's 2 scene changes. Over to the orange scene. Well done by them. The Magic Makers heading over and completing the crafting mission. There we go. My eyes deceived me the first time. The biggest little robotics team in the world just navigating around the field. Like, I have not seen a robot this big move around the field that well. They have certainly tuned this thing very, very well. Over to the other side where their operator has taken over control, they were able to move the camera off of its starting position on the rail and over to its completed position, completing the scene for that movie. The Magic Makers bringing it looked like some audience members, the pedestal for their masterpiece, although I do not see their masterpiece on it, over to the museum, and it looks like they tried to deliver Anna the Curator over there as well, but they may have just missed the target. Out in the field, they went again and got caught on the light show mission. Biggest little robotics team in the world is absolutely... I have not seen a robot this big move this fast in so long, and they are completing so many missions. It's absolutely insane. They went over and completed the holographic performer mission, the light show mission, and the speakers mission. That show is ready to go. That performer is ready, back to base, and they also completed the augmented reality mission. It looks like they even delivered the experts to their respective areas. I see at least 2 experts on the field, and they are getting ready for the delivery of their masterpiece on the pedestal, along with Anna the Curator, over to the museum. We're less than 30 seconds here in the round. We're down to about 15 seconds. The Magic is going for the soundboard mission, and I can't quite tell from my vantage point if they were able to do it. Biggest little robotics team has ceased to move. 5 seconds left on the clock. Looks like they're able to deliver. Magic still going for the soundboard. Can they get it? Couple seconds left. Maybe not quite, but still, good effort from these teams. This is why I'm super anxious to see how the qualifiers go, because this is where all the little bugs get worked out in the robots here, and it's gonna be a very promising day.
Let's start the match. 3, 2, 1, let go. Elmo pulling the boat into the movie scene. Also the camera into the camera zone. Tui Duck decoys hitting the hologram man. He's pushed completely in. They also have their masterpiece, no doubt the Curator, along for the ride also to the museum. And they're in, backing up to clear. Headed over to the left side technicians, it appears. Nope, they're going to the immersive view. And they have the light tower on. They're trying to spin it, just not quite in contact. Elmo loading up. Technicians cannot pass materials from left side to right side. They have to have the robot bring it. Minute and a half left in the match. Tui Duck decoys. Well, it looks like the robot is going to cover. Oh, and it looks like they have blue. Elmo has blue. They lost their entire load of audience members. But right in the museum, that's fine. Going to lose a precision token 1 to get the robot. Tui Duck decoys still have their high arm. And oh my gosh, I smell food. A minute left in the match. Elmo's got it aimed up. Going for the camera. Has the camera into the zone 2. Light blue zone. Tui Duck decoys, 3D cinema accomplished. Dragon protrudes from the front of the screen. Craft art done by Elmo. Hologram man. Successful for the Comet Colts. Tui Duck decoys. Headed over to scene change again. And they're over to orange. Comet Colts still on blue. 10 seconds left in the match. Tuli Duck Decoys totaling up their points. Same with Elmo. And that's the end of the match. Great job, Elmo. Great job, Tuli Duck Decoys.
3, 2, 1, Lego! All right, we have motion from the Metallic Eagles over here. They were able to complete the crafting mission. The Rams went out into the field and were able to complete the craft mission as well, it looks like, although my vantage point is not necessarily as good for that side of the field, for that mission in particular. And the Metallic Eagles are heading over to the other side of the field, completing the augmented reality, sorry, not the augmented reality experience, the immersive reality experience. Over to the other side, switching out attachments on their robot and switching out the operators in the process. It looks like the Rams are actually, they have a sort of cue sheet for all of their missions that they're going to try and do. So their operators are trying to make sure that everything is set correctly on their robot before they head out into the field and run their next program. The Metallic Eagles are heading over to the museum, bringing their masterpiece on top of the pedestal with some audience members and Anna the Curator. Some action over here from the Rams. They were able to ram their way across the field. They didn't hit anything, though, so quite a little graceful move there. And they were able to deliver their robot to the other side of the field with their operators, where they put their masterpiece on the pedestal and delivered it over to the museum. Looks like they were trying to head back to home base, but they got caught on the soundboard and scrambled the microphone wires. Ah, well, they'll just bring him back into base. Again, still practice rounds. No stress over here. Meanwhile, the Eagles heading out into the field, going to try and see if they can, looks like they're heading towards the museum. And as I was talking earlier, I thought I saw some light sensors on the bottom of that robot, and it looks like they may have used those to guide their way over here. So this team can actually verify that their light sensors are working in this environment if that is what they chose to do, and worked in their favor because they were able to complete the augmented reality mission. Both robots are back in base. The Rams are switching out programs. They are using a cue sheet, it looks like. It looks like sort of a map of their programs. They went for the 3D cinema mission and were able to complete it successfully. Looks like the Eagles are going for the same deal over there. 2 movies premiering simultaneously. About 30 seconds left in the round here. Eagles heading out into the field. Looks like there was a little bit of a panic moment from the team. I heard them say, just let it go, as if the robot was already off target, but I thought I saw the theater scene change. Meanwhile, the Rams were going to try and raise the levels on the soundboard, but I didn't quite see if they were going to make it. 10 seconds left. The Eagles are happy. High fives all around. Let's see if the Rams can get the soundboard done. I see one mix bus that has moved up, and let's see if they can do anything in the last couple seconds. Not quite, but still, it is those last-second movements here that they were able to score some of those points, and the Metallic Eagles were still very happy with their score as well. So congratulations to both of the teams.
Let's start the match in 3, 2, 1, let go! Dynamic Designers lifting up their big arm, clamping it down on the 3D cinema. Headed over to the theater scene change. And they're over to the pink, or purple. Husky Howlers with the craft table up. Dynamic Designers taking aim. Looks like they're headed over to the right side technicians. All right. Husky Howlers with the augmented reality and the immersive experience. And back to the left side for those technicians to handle the next missions. Dynamic Designers have the hologram man up. Designers lining up for the, looks like the boat is in the movie scene. Okay, audience members being loaded into the Dynamic Designers bot. Husky Howlers have their masterpiece, Anna the Curator, delivered to the museum. Dynamic Designers are plugging in another mechanism, just under a minute left. Looks like we have an expert. Nope, the camera is in the camera zone. 3D cinema scored by the Husky Howlers. Both these teams are scoring points left and right. Dynamic Designers with a left and right straight arm on the robot. Looks like they might be placing their masterpiece, going for the museum. 25 seconds left in the match. Scene change. All right, Husky Howlers have all their missions. Dynamic Designers did hit the immersive view, didn't get it up. They did get augmented reality. 5 seconds left in the match. 3, 2, 1, end of the match. Great job, Dynamic Designers. Great howl, Husky Howlers.
Last round of practice matches. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, Lego. There we go. Motion from the Positive Robotics going and completing the 3D cinema mission. And the Barcoders bringing their masterpiece on the pedestal with a whole bunch of audience members and maybe Anna the Curator, I can't tell from this angle, over to the museum. And it looks like, I still can't fully tell from my vantage point, they may have gotten it partially in the museum. And then they headed over to the holographic performer where they're able to successfully get the holographic performer on stage for the show, but still no lights or sound system, or no, sound system, but no lights yet. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, the Positive Robotics headed out into the field. I watched them kind of attempt a whole bunch of missions over here. It looked like they went for the immersive reality experience, but they weren't able to fully complete it. And I thought I saw them go for something near the soundboard, and I see one of the field experts over there, so they may have delivered that expert over there. But now out into the field they go, and they have a cheer from their teammates that is line it up, because they have a jig that they can use to line their robot up on the field to make sure it launches from a consistent position every single time. Meanwhile, the Barcoders headed out into the field and were able to move the boat off of its starting position. And they were going to try and deliver one of the experts to their position, and I don't fully know where the boundaries are on that, but I see that there's an expert out on the field, so we'll let the referees decide that. Over to the other side of the field they went, Positive Robotics bringing their masterpiece over towards the museum, but they got caught on the light show mission, and they had to bring their robot back into base manually. Now both teams are on the other side of the field. That would be the east side if you're keeping track of the cardinal directions test that we are performing on everybody today. Both robots on the east side. Positive Robotics heading out into the field, going to complete the holographic performer mission. They were able to do so successfully along with the crafting mission. Back to base they go. Barcoders heading out into the field. We're down to about 30 seconds left here. I can't quite tell what they're going to go for. I thought they were going to go for the rolling camera mission, or sorry, the camera mission with the boat, but that is not what they went for. They instead went for the theater, where they tried to do a scene change, and it looks like they changed it to the pink scene. 15 seconds left, excuse me. Positive Robotics bringing two audience members out into the field by the concert. Now there's a whole lot of energy here. Barcoders heading back into base, going to try one more thing. Positive Robotics, same deal, heading out into the field. Here comes the buzzer, and that is the end of the practice rounds.
Let's do the match. 3, 2, 1, Lego. Da Vinci Coders has the camera into, looks like the medium blue. Comic Colts has the boat into the movie scene and the camera in the camera zone. Da Vinci Coders with a hologram man behind the screen. One precision token lost. Looks like the Colts are going for a rescue, one precision token. First two don't count against the score. Da Vinci Coders launching the robot over to the left side. Left side technicians ready to go. Getting some mechanisms. Looks like they got the masterpiece. They've got Anna, the museum curator, and the audience member loaded for a trip to the museum. Okay, lighting tower into the yellow, into the blue for the Da Vinci Coders. Simultaneously, Anna takes a dump off the backside into the museum, and a bunch of audience members there. Da Vinci Coders with a right side guiding arm on top with their fourth wheel is launched, spike down to the camera, and the boat is into the movie scene. Whoa. The Comet Colts lifted that barrier. They've got the camera clear down to the end. That's the first one I've seen into the dark blue. Comet Colts with the arts table and the hologram man. Looks like Da Vinci Coders has the 3D TV mission accomplished. 30 seconds left in the match. 30 seconds left. Well, Comet Colts said they're done. Da Vinci Coders going to try one more with 20 seconds left. The Da Vinci Coders just missed that scene change, but they're going to go over to the immersive view. And they did get that one with 2 seconds left. One. And great job, Da Vinci Coders. Great job, Comet Colts.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, Lego! All right, Robo Squad heading out into the field with a whole bunch of audience members. Looks like they delivered them right next to the stage where they belong to go enjoy the concert that is hopefully going to be premiering soon. Meanwhile, the Magic Engineers are swapping out attachments on their robot. I actually didn't see if they moved right at the start of the clock and if they actually just started switching out attachments immediately. Or actually, no, my bad. I see one of the field experts has actually been moved onto their respective area in the field. So they did complete that, switched out their robotic attachments, and did something I have not seen yet. They completed the crafting mission and opened up the lid of the craft machine. I don't think I have seen that from a team yet. And meanwhile, we're getting my team names here. How can I do that? The Robo Squad transferred over to the other side of the field. They also brought it looks like they brought the entire boat and camera setup to the other side of the field. I do not know if that's supposed to happen. I think they actually disconnected that from the field. Over to the other side they go. Looks like they're switching out robotic attachments. Robo Squad still switching out robotic attachments. Meanwhile, the Magic Engineers are trying to deliver more of the field experts into the field, or they actually may have just knocked something that they had previously set off of its original target. And it looks like they also went for the camera boat mission. They moved the boat off of its original starting point. Back to base they went. Looks like they're going to try and give it another shot. They may be trying to bring their robot to the other side of the field to see if they can switch it over to their other team of operators. Robo Squad's still back in base, switching out attachments on their robot. This is going to be quite a complex setup here, and they're putting a lot of time in to see if they can make sure they can get it correct on the first time, as good engineers should do. Lining everything up, using the grid on the field to make sure that it's in the right spot. Magic Engineers doing the same. Robo Squad headed out into the field, and it looks like they tried their robotic arm moved to try and complete something, although I didn't see if they necessarily were on target to what they wanted to do. The Magic Engineers also brought audience members over to the light show, not to be confused with the concert on the other side of the field. Robo Squad back in base. They have something that they are trying to do with this attachment of theirs. I think, if I had to guess, they are trying to remove the barrier on the rolling camera, so that way if they launch it later in the match, they can actually get it done. Although we're running out of time here, we have 7 seconds left on the clock. I missed the buzzer here. Teams are starting to go frantic. We have the Magic Engineers doing a little bit of a dance here in the last couple seconds because they were happy with the audience members that they delivered out into the middle of the field.
And 3, 2, 1, Lego! Wolfpack Bots with a load headed, they get the hologram man on the way to the museum. 2E Duck Decoys also going for the hologram man. Looks like they got some kind of antenna on the back. Actually, that's for their lighting tower. Hologram man in. Wolfpack Bots back to the right side technicians. 2E Duck Decoys have their foundation, their masterpiece, and Anna the Curator going to the lighting tower. They're raising it up. Need to get to that blue for the most points. Not too far, not too low. It's in the blue, and they're in on the lighting tower. Max points. 30 points, I believe. Have the immersive view mission accomplished. Wolfpack Bots have the craft table. 2E Duck Decoys. Looks like they have the augmented reality. I missed that one. Wolfpack Bots over to the left side technicians. 2E Duck Decoys The boat looks like it's out of the movie scene. That was all in one mission, folks. Two duck decoys with another big mechanism on top. Looks like got an audience member there loaded up. Wolfpack bots going to 3D cinema. Dragon protrudes from the screen for successful mission. Wolfpack bots pretty speedy. Got an audience member near the skateboard area. Tui duck decoys. Got the 3D cinema. A little tap from the rear. 30 seconds left in the match. 30 seconds. Tui duck decoys with their red plunger. Looks like they're headed over to the scene change. Got 15 seconds left. Scene change to purple or pink. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Great job, Tui duck decoys. Great job, Wolfpack bots.
3, 2, 1, Lego! And the terminal count heads forward. Magic Makers heading now into the field, going to complete the augmented reality mission. Looks like they did so successfully. The Magnetites going for the 3D cinema mission, and it looks like their robotic arm deployed, and I think I even see the mission is complete, although they did get stuck on it and weren't able to return back to base. Had to bring it back in manually, but that's okay. Magic Makers are back in base. Looks like they're heading towards the virtual reality artist, and they brought a whole bunch of audience members with them. And it looks like also the special, the expert for that area over to the virtual reality artist. I heard some cheering over there on the red table. We may have an update from Jim at the end of this match. Magnetites is switching out attachments on their robot. Looks like they've also prepped their masterpiece on top of the pedestal. And they may try and bring it out into the field a little bit later, although they are using their robotic arm to what I presume is going to be switch the scenes on the theater mission. Looks like we have one scene change, two scene changes. Over to the orange scene, completed successfully. Well done. Back to base they go. Slow and steady wins the race over here. The Magic Makers back in base. They have their masterpiece, Anna the Curator, and I think a few audience members that they're going to bring over to the museum, but it looks like they got caught on the augmented reality mission and weren't able to complete the delivery. Manual movement of the robot back into base per the referees. Magnetites back into base, switching out attachments on their robots. They are hanging on the north side of the field. I don't think I've seen them go over to the other side yet, so I wonder if they're going to try and accomplish as many missions as they can on the north side before they pass it over to their team. And probably, I'm going to guess the last 30 seconds of the round as we come up onto that. The Magic Makers actually went over to the east side of the field to see if they can put a new robotic attachment on their robot. I guess they're going to try and go for the theater scene change. And I totally saw it over here. The Magnetites actually went and were able to move all 3 levels on the soundboard up. Or actually, no, not quite all 3. They were able to move 2 to their desired position. They might try and go for another one. We're less than 30 seconds left. Getting down to 10 seconds. This is where it starts to get a little bit hectic. Magic Makers trying to see if they can do one more run. Magnetites trying to do the same. 5 seconds left. Let's see here. Motion from the Magic Makers. Heading over to the soundboard. Can they get all the levels up? Maybe not quite. And that is the end of the round.
Let's start the match. 3, 2, 1, Lego! Dynamic Designers have the 3D mission successfully accomplished. Same with Sanic. They also have the dragon outside the screen. All right, Sanic put their mechanism right at the end of the rolling camera mission. So Dynamic Designers spun the scene change. They're in the orange now. Sanic also has theirs still in orange, so far that's a match. Dynamic Designers with their guillotine loader deployed downwards. Perfectly aimed. Oh, hooked on the visual or virtual artist. 1 precision token taken for that move. So it looks like Sanic has their masterpiece, Anna the Curator, in the museum. Spinning the lighting tower, they need to get into the blue for max points, and it's in the blue. Nice work, Sanic. Dynamic designers have moved the boat into the movie scene. Switching missions, realigning with their line. Well, no, that's a audience holder. It's like 6 audience members going to the lighting tower. Sanic going for the immersive view. It's like they're a little bit. Oh, they're going to another one. They're going to the augmented reality. Okay, Sanic going to the right side. Technicians, dynamic designers have the rolling camera into the medium blue, possibly light blue. Sanic quickly deploying some more mechanisms. The chopsticks going for the camera, and they push it, and they've already deployed that guide at the end, so they've got dark blue on that moving camera. Sanic with the boat into the movie scene. Also the visual effects designer expert. They're headed to the craft table. Jam that in. The 5 seconds left in the match. Dynamic designers are gonna just stay right there. And Sanic. That's the end of the match. Great job, dynamic designers, and great job, Sanic the hot dog.
All right, let's do it. Let's bring the energy. 3, 2, 1, Lego! Sage Circuit heading out to try and complete the 3D cinema mission. Looks like they may have just missed. I think this is the robotic claw that I saw in the practice round, although they were able to actually open the terminating barrier on the rolling camera mission. I wonder if they're going to try that a little bit later. Magic Engineers looks like they're trying to go for the 3D cinema mission, using the tiles on the board to line up their robot to make sure it's good. They seem a little bit confused as to what their robot is doing. Maybe they're having some program issues right now. We'll see if they go ahead and resolve those, see if they can figure out how their robot behaves, and then see if they change their strategy with that. Sage Circuits is over on the other side of the field. They are switching out attachments, using a jig that they are building on the fly from memory to make sure that their robot launches from a consistent spot every single time. Out into the field they go. Going to the scene change. That's 1 scene change. Almost 2 scene changes on the theater mission, but unfortunately they weren't able to get it. It looks like they didn't quite apply enough pressure to the lever, and they were also able to complete the immersive reality experience and almost went for raising the lever on the light tower. Quite a complex program they are running here. And their last attempt was to try and go for the augmented reality experience, but not quite. Still though, that was a pretty impressive program from Sage Circuits. The Magic Engineers, meanwhile, went out into the field, and I thought they also tried to do the 3D cinema mission. I think I may have seen them go for the soundboard, although they wound up on the other side of the field. And out into the field they go, heading towards the holographic performance, see if they can get it done so easily. Back to base they go. Now with their new team of operators fresh and ready to go, we'll see what they do next. Sage Circuits having a grand old time over here. Lots of team spirit, love to see it. Switching out attachments on their robot. I don't see anything noticeably different on the field here unless I missed something on Sage Circuits. About 30 seconds left in the round here. And now we have the Magic Engineers getting ready for a delivery of their masterpiece with the pedestal and Anna the Curator over to the museum. Let's see if they can do it. Oh, they almost tossed their masterpiece aside, but they were able to get it in the museum successfully. Back to base they go. Sage Circuits going for the rolling camera deployment. They were able to get it past the last mark. I have not seen that from teams yet today. 5 seconds left. Let's see what they do. Magic Engineers is happy. Sage Circuits, what are you going to do? Here comes the buzzer. And that is the end of the round.
3, 2, 1, let go. Barcoders with a ton of audience members and a masterpiece, and likely Anna the Curator going to the museum. They just disengage their entire loader mechanism, and they've got augmented reality while they do it. Husky Howlers have the hologram man. Same with the Barcoders. They're going to the craft table. They've got that one. Husky Howlers to augmented reality. They've hooked it partially down. We'll see if the refs give that credit. Immersive view totally up, that's for sure. Over to the left side, technicians quickly putting on some of their big mechanisms. Barcoders just missed that expert, but they got it over to the left side cleanly. Husky Howlers look like they have a load going to the museum. And the curator, their masterpiece, all in the museum. Great job. Okay, we're going to get rid of that big mechanism. Down to the hook, vertical hook mechanism for the camera. Barcoders looks like they might be aiming for the 3D cinema. "3D TV scored for Husky Howlers." Referee's giving advice on whether the mission was scored or not, so that the teams can determine whether they want to run that again. Barcoders with a 90-degree turn, heading over to the scene change. Theater scene change. They've got the pink one. Further going over to the immersive view. Got to get all 3 panels up. Referee Georgia pointing out that the scene change matches for both teams. 20-point bonus. Okay, technicians can't hand it from side to side. 12 seconds left. Robot must drive from left to right side. Looks like both teams are satisfied. Got 5 seconds left. 2, 1, and great job, Husky Howlers, and great job, Barcoders. Let's run this match in 3, 2, 1, let go. Positive with a 3D cinema score. Pinecrest just missed the hologram man, but they're back to the right side, ready to score again. They're discussing which mission to run. Looks like they've got the right one. Could be the craft table mission. Straight ahead, but boom! Might have scored it. Positive Robotics down with it. Oh, just missed that immersive view. Okay, they're going to do it one more time. They're thinking just the alignment was the issue. Pinecrest sending it over to the left side to see what those technicians can do. A lot of pressure with the time constraints. They've got their masterpiece. Looks like they're headed to the museum. Straight shot right into the museum. Positive. Oh, just missed it on the far side on the immersive. Looks like it's coming back. We're going to try another mission. Could be one or two of the tires getting different traction than was done in practice. 3D cinema scores for Pinecrest. Just need that dragon in front of the screen. Uh-oh. Positive dropped their masterpiece. And Anna, she's on her side, not in the museum. One precision token. Craft table scores for Positive. Going on, they got the hologram man too. Coming back to the right side. Pinecrest going to the audio levels. Got one up. Yes, they got two up. Positive has the boat in the movie scene, at least close to it. "25 seconds left in the match, and Pinecrest says, leave the robot there." Positive audience members into the concert venue. 15 seconds left in the match. Two more audience members. Got one of them in the concert venue. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Great job, Pinecrest. Great job, Positive Robotics. Let's run the match in 3, 2, 1. Let go. Royal Robots into the craft table. BLRT has the camera in the zone and the boat in the movie scene. Putting on the 3D cinema mechanism. I'm wrong. That's the audio level mechanism. Come on. Recognize your mechanisms. They do have the levels up. Royal Robots with their camera chopsticks just missed. K3D Cinema scored by the Biggest Little Robotics team. Whoop. Come back here. BLRT said, that's not the right mission. We already got the 3D Cinema. Again with the 3D Cinema. Scored. Mission accomplished. Royal Robots. Boat in the movie scene. And they're trampling on the camera. BLRT with the immersive view up. Going for the augmented reality. Looks like they're caught. One precision token given up. Royal Robots also with a 3D TV scored. BLRT trying to get that mechanism on securely. Camera's loose into the medium blue, looks like. Dumped an expert into the arts and crafts area. Gonna flip the lid on that craft table. Getting on the mechanism, looks like it also has a chain and a pulley on it. Or sprockets. Biggest Little Robotics team quickly moving out to the hologram man. Got the lighting tower. Looks like they might have also got the speakers. Augmented reality deployed. Scoring a lot of points. Royal Robots aligning for that museum tour. Got their masterpiece loaded. Making a 45-degree turn into the museum. Leave it right in the museum. And looks like Biggest Little Robotics team got hooked a little bit, but they may have their masterpiece in the museum also, along with Anna. We've got 10 seconds left. Both teams seem happy. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Into the match. Great job, Royal Robots. Great job, Biggest Little Robotics team of Reno.
3, 2, 1, Lego! And start of a legendary match here, the Lego Legends heading out into the field and successfully completing the craft mission. Dragon Bots looks like they did the same as well. Back to base, both of these teams go. They're kind of working in harmony here, completing similar missions. I just watched the Lego Legends deliver 2 audience members over to the stage. Meanwhile, the Dragon Bots was also able to successfully deliver their masterpiece on top of the pedestal with an audience member and Anna the Curator over into the museum while also completing the immersive reality experience. Not over yet for them though, they gotta make it back to base. Or no, I lied, they're not done. Completing the holographic performer mission and they're going for something else too. What an elaborate program. Let's see if they can do it. Bringing a specialist expert back into the field. That was a perfect run there. Holy moly. And then over here from the Lego Legends, we actually had them move across the field to the other side. It looked like they may have brought something over there with them, and they're actually delivering a whole bunch of audience members and the cinematographer specialist over to the 3D cinema. Same goes for audience members to the light show. Meanwhile, the Dragon Bots heading over to the other side of the field, switching out their operators. I didn't quite see such an elaborate program that run around, but I mean, honestly, they got so many missions done with that. I wonder what their strategy for the rest of the game is going to look like. Lego Legends bringing their masterpiece and some audience members with Anna the Curator over to the museum. Back to base they go. Everything is looking good here for both of these teams. Lego Legends looks like they might switch out some attachments on their robot. Dragon Bots back in base. Setting up another program. I see a new robotic arm on their robot. Let's see what they choose to do with it. They moved 1 audience member onto the skateboard. Perfectly done. Back to base they go. Lego Legends going for the 3D cinema mission, and they completed it successfully. That dragon is popping out of the screen. Dragon Bot's essentially doing the same thing here too, bringing an audience member and the cinematographer in front of the movie. All they have to do is premiere the movie. Let's see if they can do it. Well, but first you got to make sure the audio's good. Same goes for Dragon Bots. They got the levels on the audio console done. Meanwhile, Lego Legends going and completing the movie scene with the boat, bringing the camera onto its dedicated spot in the field, also moving the boat, and with 10 seconds left in the match, we had the Dragon Bots complete the 3D cinema mission. Quite a lot of energy over here. Let's see what both these teams do here. 5 seconds left. Lego Legends is good. Dragon Bots tried to go for one more thing on the soundboard, but I don't think they need it.
Let's do the match in 3, 2, 1, let go. Well, it's too late to ask him now. Bighorns with a hologram guy. Metallic Eagle's not even looking at their robot because it's running autonomously. They have the hologram guy ready to go. They have the immersive view set up. Both teams scoring a lot of points here. Bighorns loading their masterpiece. And it looks like Anna, the expert, might be along for the ride. Into the museum with a score. Metallic Eagles also going to the museum with a bunch of audience members, Anna, the curator, and their masterpiece. We're stuck on the immersive view, but everybody's in the museum. Bighorns going for the 3D cinema, easily score it. Hooked a little bit on the lever, though. Can it get back in? Yes, it does. Metallic Eagles rotating their wheel to the correct orientation. Doing a slight curve. Little 45-degree turn. Just missed the... augmented reality scores the Metallic Eagles. Audience member being dragged all over the field. Bighorns on a cinema or scene change for the theater. 45 seconds left. Looks like Bighorns are sending it over to the right side technicians. Metallic Eagles set up to get that 3D cinema score. Dragon protrudes. That's a score. 3D TV. Bighorns hooking that missed the camera. Oh, that was a noise meeting. 30 seconds left. Oh, scene change. Pink and pink. Bonus points. Metallic Eagles are resting. 12 seconds left in the match for the Bighorns. Going one more time for the scene, not the scene change. Audience member dropped out the back. Audience member dropped out the side. That's the end of the match. Great job at the last second. Bighorns. Nice game, Metallic Eagles.
3, 2, 1, Lego. All right, a nice calm start to the match here. Mindstorm Masters heading out into the field along with Lucky Coders. Lucky Coders was able to complete the holographic performer mission. That person's ready to go on stage, although they don't have the light system to back them up yet. They could benefit from a light up high, I think. Meanwhile, Mindstorm Masters back in base. They were able to successfully bring the boat on its track off of its starting position and move the camera to its desired spot on the field. Not seeing a whole lot of really quick motion here from the robots on the field right now. The teams seem to be using a little bit more coordination to try and see if they can get stuff done in one shot, where I've seen other teams, they go out there and sometimes they have the coordination, but sometimes it doesn't always work out, and so we're seeing a little bit more of a slower strategy here, but it should work out for them in the long run. Lucky Coders was able to successfully deliver their masterpiece that they waited so long for to the museum, and it looks like they were trying to deliver Anna the Curator into the museum, but they still held on to Anna and brought Anna all the way over to the other side of the field. Meanwhile, Mindstorm Masters, it looked like, I didn't see fully what happened there. They may have tried to come over to the other side of the field, but they may have had to pull their robot over manually. They're switching out attachments right now on their legacy EV3 brick. They love the retro hardware. In fact, you might even notice the Mindstorm Masters have a 4-digit team number. That means they have been around for quite a while. And indeed, I think I've seen this team in quite a few competitions over the years. Out into the field that they go, completing the crafting mission. Lucky Coders switching out attachments on their robot on the other side of the field. It looks like they have switched out their operators, and they're heading out into the field as well to see if they can try and complete the boat mission. The robotic arm tried to grab the camera ring, but it doesn't look like they were able to get it. Back to base they go. Mindstorm Masters looks like they went for the holographic performer mission, and I actually do see that that performer is on stage, although I don't know if they actually made it back into base on their own or if they had to pull it back manually. But with 30 seconds left here in the round, Mindstorm Masters heading out into the field, bringing their masterpiece along with Anna the Curator and some audience members. They were going to bring it over to the museum, but it looks like they got caught on the crafting mission and were not able to complete the delivery. Lucky Coders, 10 seconds left approximately. Let's see what these lucky 10 seconds can do for them. Out into the field they go. I don't see if they're delivering anything, but it looks like they're going towards the museum. Let's see if they can complete the immersive reality experience. Unfortunately, not quite. Right as the buzzer expires, their robotic arm was just off target a little bit.
Let's do this match in 3, 2, 1, let go! Husky Howlers get the camera off the roller coaster. Down looks like to the medium blue. Magnetites reloading. Oh, we got a referee switch here. Flying pigs on my side. It looks like, oh, they're trying to whap that 3D cinema. Missed it though. TV says you can't catch me. Husky Howlers taking a 90-degree left turn. Going over to the immersive. They got their hook down. Pulling it, yes. I'm sorry, the augmented reality is a success. Immersive view, also a success. Going back to the left side technicians. Magnetites taking an aim. They're headed over to, looks like the theater scene change. It's blue right now. Let's see what they get. Here comes pink. Pink success. Orange. Orange success. Husky Howlers with a load for the museum. They've got their masterpiece. They've got Anna, the museum curator, and a bunch of audience members. Back to the left side technicians. Magnetites putting on their next mechanism. Looks like they're also going to head for the theater change, possibly. Whoa, some big turns. Going to the audio levels. Got it up in the air, and they have one up. Husky Howlers running mission number 4. Looks like they're going for the 3D screen. Dragon protrudes. 3D cinema success. They've got some kind of platform mechanism they're putting on the front. That's 30 seconds left. The dungeon sound. Okay, Magnetites 3D cinema scores. Husky Howlers, looks like they got a scene change. They have orange up, and so does Magnetites. So that's a bonus of 20 points for both teams. Husky Howlers looking good. 5 seconds left for Magnetites. They're quickly trying to select it. 2, 1, Z. Nice work, Husky Howlers. Great job, Magnetites.
3, 2, 1, Lego! All right. Mindstorm Masters lifting a huge robotic arm heading out into the field. Comet Colts heading out into the field. Looks like they're actually, both these teams are trying to do the same mission. They are completing the boat transport, moving the camera to its desired position, heading back into base. Mindstorm Masters going a little bit more gingerly with this. Comet Colts back in base, already setting up their next attachment for their next mission. I think they're going to go for the 3D cinema. There it goes. The dragon pops out of the screen at the audience that is somehow not yet in the theater. Mindstorm Masters going and doing the exact same thing. It's almost like these teams are working in tandem. It's probably just a coincidence, or maybe they had some conversation before the round, but I like to see it when both the teams are doing both the same missions at the same time. Mindstorm Masters going for the theater mission, doing a scene switch, changing it to the pink scene. We got a little bit of more energy here coming from the Comet Colts, heading over to the museum, lifting the lever on the light show, getting it to spin, and also dumping a whole bunch of audience members, Anna the Curator, and possibly their masterpiece into the museum. That is a very unique strategy. I have not seen that yet. So they were able to move the light show lever into the blue zone. Quite a precision move there. Mindstorm Masters, meanwhile, back on the other side of their base, switched out attachments on their robot. I think they took off an entire motor, actually. And I totally lied. They're heading over to the other side of the field to switch it out with their team. Comet Colts going for the rolling camera mission, which they were able to do so successfully, and I missed it. They actually moved the lever off the end of the track, so they were able to move the camera to its full length, which I believe is to the light blue zone. Also doing so, completing the crafting mission, heading over to the holographic performer with ease, heading over to the museum. Mindstorm Masters heading out into the field, completing the crafting mission as well, going for the holographic performer, and it is done. 30 seconds left on the clock. A lot of energy coming here from the teams. Now they're switching out attachments rapidly. Mindstorm Masters deciding to put on something that looks like they're going to bring audience members to the museum. They're putting their masterpiece on their robot. 15 seconds left on the clock. Comic Cult seems happy with their score, and they're just kind of watching to see what Mindstorm Masters does. 10 seconds left. They're launching their code, and it is a misfire. Unfortunately, they were not able to get out into the field right as the buzzer comes. They're told to leave it. And that is the end of the hustle right there.
Let's run the match in 3, 2, 1, Lego! Bighorns on the craft table, headed to the hologram man. They've got that pushed in for a score. Tuli Duck Decoys with their massive robot. Got the hologram man also bringing their masterpiece. And Anna, the museum curator. I think they're going to the museum. And there they are. And with their base. Now they're coming over to the light tower. Need to get it in the blue for max points. It's coming up. It's in the yellow still. Almost to the blue. It's in the blue. Max points for the light tower. Tuli Duck Decoys. Bighorns on the lighting tower. Doing a little reset there for 1 precision point. Holy cow, all those precision tokens hit the ground on accident. Tuli Duck Decoys with the augmented reality mission. The Tuli Duck Decoys robot, very precise, very cautious in its maneuvering. Okay, the ship is in the movie theater and they rush back into the safe zone. Okay, they're done with the lighting tower mechanism. Tuli Duck Decoys ready for the next mission. Bighorns ready to go and loaded. Taking a turn over to the camera. Hook the camera into the camera zone perfectly. Also bringing the boat into the movie scene. Tuli Duck Decoys has the audio level 1 up. Changing mechanism very quickly. Hanging on to a master, an expert. 38 seconds left in the match. Bighorns out. Heading over to the scene change. 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left in the match. Okay, dropping some audience members onto the skateboard. Tuli Duck Decoys with an expert and 2 audience members. Ready to slam them to the asphalt. Nope. They just drop it nicely to the theater. 10 seconds left. 1 audience member in the concert zone for the Bighorns. Tuli Duck Decoys, 1 second left. Into the match. Great job, Bighorns. Great job, Tuli Duck Decoys.
3, 2, 1, Lego. And we have motion from both sides. Robo Squad heading out with their bright color sensing eyes into the field, bringing a whole bunch of audience members to the holographic performer, although the performer's not on stage yet. Meanwhile, the Lego Legends were heading out into the middle of the field. They were carrying a whole bunch of audience members too. I didn't see what they had done initially. Oh no, it looks like they completed the crafting mission. I missed that because some of the teams just do it super quick. Back to base they go. Robo Squad heading out into the field, bringing more audience members. They are hoping to put on a huge concert today over at the holographic stage. Same goes for the Lego Legends, heading over to the other side of the field, although I think they're bringing audience members with a little bit of a different intention this time. They have, I see 1 audience member preloaded, and it looks like the cinematographer expert heading over to the 3D cinema. I anticipate that's what they're going to try again. The Robo Squad's still trying to see what they can do over on the holographic stage. It looks like they are reorienting their robot. They might try something a little bit different here. Sort of a give 3 shots on 1 mission, and then if it's not working, just move on to the next thing. Good way to prioritize time. Lego Legends successfully bringing one of their members over onto the skateboard out in the field. Do some cool tricks. And more audience members over to the light show where oh, I wondered if they were going to raise the light show tower, but they did not. Decide to stay back in base. And it looks like the LEGO Legends have preloaded their masterpiece along with Anna the Curator and a couple audience members. That looks like a normal museum run to me. Meanwhile, the Robo Squad is trying to see if they can complete the 3D cinema mission. Having a little bit of assistance from the ref to make sure that everything is in the right spot so that way they can launch their robot fairly. LEGO Legends actually just was able to bring their masterpiece and one of the audience members, and I don't fully know if Anna the Curator made it into the museum, but they did so successfully. Back to base they go, switching out attachments. Meanwhile, the Robo Squad just completed the 3D cinema mission. 30 seconds left in the round. Let's see here. I'm seeing an attachment switch out over by the LEGO Legends. Let's see what they choose to do with it. And I had to pose for a picture there really quick. The light up tie seems to be... or I didn't have to. I saw the surprise. Both teams are back in base, trying to see if they can do one more really quick run. LEGO Legends going on one more run. Oh, no, their hands up. They're happy. 3 seconds left. Robo Squad trying to make one more run to the museum, and not quite.
Let's do this match in 3, 2, 1, LEGO. Biggest Little Robotics team has the camera into the camera zone and the boat into the movie scene. Master Rams have the hologram man all set up to go. Biggest Little Robotics team with an audio level set. Master Rams coming over to the left side technicians. A robot on the loose. BLRT takes a precision token. Didn't quite get what he wanted out of that 3D cinema. Now they're going to the theater scene change. We're in pink. We're in yellow. There we go. Master Rams going for 3D cinema. A whap! Dragon right through the screen, jumping out at you in 3D. Biggest Little Robotics team wants the robot on the right side after the aborted attempt in the immersive view. Announcers in the way. Master Rams lining up. Looks like they're going for the camera. They nab the camera, whip it over to the camera zone, and they did not get the camera zone, but they got the boat into the movie scene. Biggest Little Robotics team has that crafts table, the lid open. Master Rams have their masterpiece loaded up. Looks like they're going to head to the museum. Okay, Biggest Little Robot taking off that mechanism, putting another big one on. Master Rams lining up. Biggest Little Robots have the hologram man in, got the speakers down and the light bar. That was quite a mission accomplished there. Augmented reality down for Biggest Little Robots. Looks like we got something on the audio level. 30 seconds left in the match, 30. Master Rams loading up again for the audio levels, but looks like it's stuck on the bottom. They're trying to lift, but it did not get that. So Biggest Little Robotics just missed the lighting tower. 10 seconds left in the match. And the Master Rams successfully got the audio level out, but also took the mission off the lock. 1 second left. Into the match. Great job, Master Rams.
3, 2, 1, LEGO. All right, we have, let's see if I can keep my team name straight here. We have the Magic Engineers Spark with Sparky heading out into the middle of the field and trying to complete the 3D cinema mission. Meanwhile, the Magic Makers were heading out into the field to try and complete the augmented reality experience, which they were able to do so successfully. Back in base, both robots are. Sparky is being lined up on the grid to see if they can get a consistent launch. Meanwhile, the Makers were able to get a whole bunch of audience members over by the light show. Now, I actually happened to talk with the Magic Makers prior to the match because they have an attachment over here that kind of intrigued me. It sort of looked like a fan, which is not something I have seen from teams in the past. And they told me they were going to try and do the light show, which I'm very curious to see here. But we'll go ahead and give them the time to do that. They just completed the crafting mission. Meanwhile, Spark still staying on this side of the field. It looks like they keep trying to go for the 3D cinema mission. Sparky trying to light a spark in the theater. See if we can get something to go on the screen. A glowing cinema fire, perhaps. There they go. Third or fourth time's a charm for that mission. Magic Engineer Spark back in base now, rapidly switching out attachments, changing programs. Quite a bit of frantic behavior here from the team. Looks like they're trying to deliver their robot to the other side to see if they can get it to their other team of operators for the rest of the round. Meanwhile, the Magic Makers are putting on their attachment that I have been so anxiously waiting to see how it goes, wobbling all the way over to the tower. Let's see here, can they do it? I hear a, oh no, it's wobbling. It is spinning though. Looks like they may have been a little bit off target. I wonder if they're going to go ahead and try it again, presuming their robot can make it back into base. Meanwhile, Spark is over on the other side of the field, trying to see if they can bring the holographic performer online. Looks like they may have just missed it, although their robot may still trigger the mission. We'll have to see. 30 seconds left on the clock. We have a split field here. Spark on the east side and the Makers on the north, sort of west side. And they're going for the light show again, and it looks like, unfortunately, their attachment might be a little bit too high. I wonder if they're going to try and lower it here really quick. Spark going for another run at the holographic performer. Less than 10 seconds left here on the clock. They got the holographic performer on Spark's side. They might try and do one more thing here really quick. 3 seconds left. Both robots still in base. And that is the end of the round.
Let's run the match in 3, 2, 1, let go. Almost forgot what to say. Royal Robots with the craft table. Sanic has the 3D cinema score already. They're going to push. They're going to get that blocker down on the camera rail. We've seen this happen before. Sanic's pretty good at it. The Royal Robots has their roller coaster camera clear almost down to the, well, got it down to the medium blue. Sanic running mission number 3. A little bit of backwards move, and then audio levels up. They got the middle one up. Alignment jig being thrown down. Robot being aligned. Looks like Royal Robots might have grabbed that a little bit early before he got into the zone. Okay, Sanic looks like they're headed to the museum. Anna, the museum curator, on her back. And they got their masterpiece in. They're not on the base, though. Going to the lighting tower. Still in the yellow. They did score there. Accelerate into the home zone very quickly for Sanic. Royal Robots lining up, maybe for a theater scene change. Yep, they're going to the scene change. Almost got it. It's back to blue, though. A little bit more, back to blue. Sanic coming over to the right side, technicians. 45 seconds left in the match. Royal Robots lining up. A ton of audience members left over in the popcorn zone. Sanic's got a bunch of audience members also. That's 30 seconds left in the match. 30. Royal Robots caught on the lighting tower. Sanic to hot dog. 20 seconds left. Technicians trying to get their last mechanism on. Probably time for one more mission. They're going over to... Yes, they have the craft table lit up. 5 seconds left. Royal Robots trying to get one more mission. 2, 1, and
3, 2, 1, Lego! All right, both the Magic Engineers and Positive Robotics heading out into the field. Magic Engineers 2.0 going for their signature move that I have seen them do, which is to complete the craft mission and open up the lid of the machine. Meanwhile, Positive Robotics was able to successfully complete the 3D cinema conversion mission and move back into base. They actually switched out their operators, people who are trained to run certain programs, to ensure that the robot has the highest chance of success. And they actually used a jig this time to make sure that their robot launches from a consistent place, and they were heading towards the immersive reality experience, but unfortunately it looks like they were a little bit off target or didn't quite have enough leverage and weren't able to complete the mission. They were still able to make it back into base without disturbing their robot, though. Meanwhile, the Magic Engineers back in base, headed out. It looks like they tried to do maybe a partial delivery of stuff over to the other side of the field where they have their other team of operators, and in doing so, they moved the boat off of its starting position, and looks like they may have tried to deliver one of the field experts to that region. Positive Robotics making another run at the immersive reality experience. It looked like they were going to try and do a third run, but they have switched out their alignment attachment, so I have a feeling that they're actually going to try something a little bit different. Meanwhile, the Magic Engineers over to the other side of the table, as I had kind of wondered if they were going to do, setting up a whole bunch of audience members on what could be a catapult. I'll have to see how this goes. Meanwhile, Positive Robotics delivering their masterpiece and the Curator and maybe another game element of sorts that I can't tell over towards the museum. Meanwhile, the Magic Engineers were able to successfully catapult 2 audience members over to the light tower. Positive Robotics completing the crafting mission, or at least one part of it. And the Magic Engineers also throwing more audience members towards the skateboard. Looks like they didn't quite hit their target that they wanted to, but they have 30 seconds left on the clock. We'll hear the warning in a second. There it is. All right. Meanwhile, the Positive Robotics, it looks like they were trying to go for the holographic performer, and their robot just barely hit it on the first time. It just barely hit it the second time. I wonder if they're going to go and try for a third time. They may have the time. Meanwhile, Magic Engineers trying to bring more audience members over to the light tower. 10 seconds remaining. Let's see what happens. Positive Robotics heading out into the field, bringing more audience members over to the boat launch area, or the boat scene mission, excuse me. 3 seconds left. Any last-minute efforts? Almost.
Let's start the match in 3, 2, 1, let go! Dynamic Designers with their guillotine arm scoring on the 3D cinema. Barcoders has their masterpiece in the museum. They've got, looks like, Anna, the museum curator, and a bunch of audience members going out the back door of the augmented reality. Referees have a challenge to get them all back. Dynamic Designers has the 3D cinema scored. Loading up that massive robot, sending it over to the right side, technicians. Barcoders with a 45-degree turn. Another looks like a 10-degree turn to the museum. Going to the augmented reality, flipping the lever, and it's down. Dynamic Designers has the hologram man ready to go. Barcoders with a hologram man also. They're scoring that mission. Looks like they're coming over to the craft table. Trying to get that. Yep, they got the craft table pushed in. Dynamic Designers have the boat into the movie scene. Throwing a bunch of audience members in front of the snowplow. Headed out to the light tower. They're all in place. Leave their arm there. Barcoders headed over to the left side technician space. It's like the Dynamic Designers has the camera into the close in the medium blue area. Barcoders. Looks like they might be aiming for that theater change, scenic change. 35 seconds left in the match. Both teams carefully aligning their robots. 30 seconds left. 3D cinema scored by the Barcoders. Dynamic Designers, looks like they're headed to the museum. They have their masterpiece. They have Anna, the expert. And they're in the museum. 15 seconds left in the match. Going for augmented reality. All panels down. Barcoders coming over to the immersive view. They got to pull that bar down. They do, but it doesn't stay. Into the match.
3, 2, 1, Lego! All right, starting on opposite sides of the field today, we have motion from both the Lucky Coders and the Dragon Bots heading out into the field. The Lucky Coders successfully completing the holographic performer mission. Meanwhile, the Dragon Bots completing the crafting mission. Same goes for the Lucky Coders, and bringing their masterpiece over to the museum along with Anna the Curator and one audience member. Looks like everything's inside the boundary. But they're not done yet. This surprise does not end. They are going for the immersive reality experience, which it looks like their robotic arm was just a little bit off target. The Lucky Coders holding their breath as they're heading towards the museum as well. It looks like they are trying to deliver their masterpiece along with Anna the Curator. They lost Anna off her stand, unfortunately, and it looks like they were able to get part of their masterpiece into the museum, but I'm not so sure exactly about Anna or the pedestal that she was on. Meanwhile, the Dragon Bots heading back to the other side of base. It looks like they were trying to complete something to do with the virtual artist and the other part of the crafting mission. But back to base that they go. Lucky Coders switching out attachments. Same goes for Dragon Bots on the northwest side of the field here. All right, Dragon Bots heading out into the field, heading towards the boat launch scene. Can they do it? Whole bunch of audience members over there. Looks like they brought one of the field specialists over there, and their robot is going a little bit off the rails. Not to be confused with the rails of the rolling camera, where they transferred it over to the other side. They handed the robot over to their other team. Lucky Coders is still setting up attachments on their robot. Looks like they're trying to line it up to see if they can deliver the robot to the other side of the field and achieve some mission in the progress. Dragon Bot setting up another attachment. I wonder if they're going to try and go for the immersive reality experience again. Looks like they're on target. Oh no, I lied. They are going for the theater scene change. That's one scene change. It looks like two scene changes. Meanwhile, the Lucky Coders was going for the pulling the camera along with the boat mission, although their robotic arm looks like it was off just a little bit. That was the 30-second buzzer you heard right there. So we'll have to see how this goes here. It looks like the Lucky Coders, it was kind of a bizarre sound I heard from the robot. It almost sounded like a stalled motor, like their arm may have gotten caught on something. I will have to see how the rest of the match goes for them. Meanwhile, Dragon Bot's heading out into the field. They got 10 seconds left, moving one of the audience members onto the skateboard. Lucky Coders looks like they might try and do the same. 5 seconds left. Heading out in the field, Lucky Coders. Will they get lucky in the last few seconds with the immersive experience? And it looks like they probably got it right on the buzzer there. Wow.
Let's do this match in 3, 2, 1, let go. Da Vinci Coders trying to get that camera down the roller coaster. Metallic Eagles going over to the hologram guy. Oh, had a little trouble pushing that in. It looked like it was glued shut. Da Vinci Coders hologram pushed in. They also had a fall on the speaker. Nice job. Unintended consequences. Metallic Eagles loading up. Looks like they might be going for 3D cinema. Da Vinci Coders. Looks like they're going to try to hook that virtual effects expert. Missed them. Over to the left side. Metallic Eagles with a load going to the museum. We've got a masterpiece. We've got Anna, the museum curator, and a bunch of audience members. Good job, Eagles. Coming over to the right side, technicians. They're anxious to show their stuff. Da Vinci Coders with a cheer. Successfully complete the cheer. They also have their masterpiece in the museum along with Anna, the museum curator. Metallic Eagles lining up for making that slow curve. Looks like they're going to augmented, nope, 45-degree turn. Going to augmented reality, got the hook. Augmented reality push down for the score in the mission. Da Vinci Coders lining up for the theater scene change. Bam, just missed the bar. Robotic Eagles. Good communication back and forth on the Robotics Eagles side from left side to right side. 3D cinema scores. Da Vinci Coders, 30 seconds left in the match. 30 seconds. Metallic Eagles wanted to run code 6. There is no code 6. Da Vinci Coders landed a bunch of audience members in the theater. Metallic Eagles running over to the scenic change. They're going to leave that too. Into the match. Great job, Robotic Eagles. Great job, Da Vinci Coders.
3, 2, 1, Lego! All right, start of the round. Here we go. Sage Circuits and Wolfpack Bots heading out into the field. Looks like Wolfpack Bots was able to successfully complete the holographic performer mission. They did deliver an audience member by the region, though, and they also brought their masterpiece, along with Anna the Curator and an audience member, over to the museum. Meanwhile, Sage Circuits went to, it looked like they were going to try and do the 3D cinema mission, although I think their robotic arm was a little bit outside of the launch area this time, so they weren't able to complete the mission that time around. And I did not fully see necessarily what else they did out in the field, other than maybe move the camera off of its starting position. Meanwhile, the Wolfpack Bots back in base using one of their calibration launching jigs to see if they can launch from a consistent place every single time. We got a lot of energy coming from the Wolfpack Bots. Both robots heading out into the field. Sage Circuits completing the immersive reality experience, heading over to the light show. Let's see if they can do it. I've seen them do this before, and it looks like their arm got a little bit caught on the mechanism, and they're trying to head back to base. We'll see if they can do it in another run of that program right here. Back in base, both teams. Sage Circuits moving over to the east side to see if they can get a better vantage point for some of their missions. Wolfpack Bots seems to be trying to do the same, although they moved the boat off of its starting position, and they were trying to bring one of the expertise personnel to their dedicated region, although they did get caught on another mission. Wolfpack Bots heading over to the theater scene, where it looks like they were able to change the scene to a pink scene. Sage Circuits back on the other side, heading towards the holographic performer, and we're having a whole lot of cross-team support here. All the emotional and moral support we can, because it's very important in engineering to make sure that when you put, like, you know, a whole bunch of your life into one project, that you feel good about the outcome regardless. And speaking of that outcome, we're down to about 30 seconds left. All right. Both robots are back in base. We see a little bit of a slow motion here coming from the Sage Circuits, who were just able to move the camera along its starting position along the rail over to what looks to be the second mark on the rail. Back to base they went. It looks like the Wolfpack Bot was going for the 3D cinema mission, which I can't tell from here, but it looks like that dragon has popped out of the screen. 5 seconds left. What's going to happen? Both teams back in base. Wolfpack Bot's heading out with an audience member. Can they deliver? 1 second.
Three, two, one, let go! Magic Engineers out of the box. Magic Engineers out of the box. Magic Engineers lining up. Magic Engineers lining up. Hey, Oreo, go ahead and get it. Oh. Oreo left an attachment on the field. They've got to leave it there. Spark's robot is running amok. Not like Knuckers. Okay, Oreo hit the hologram lever. Didn't get it all the way in. They're going to try it again from a different angle. Here goes mission number 1. It's in. Hologram man up. Magic Spark lining up. Looks like they're trying to send it over to the right side. Push go. There they go. Spark robot coming by. Little bump on the boat. Right side technicians are ready to go. 2-point Oreo technicians sending it right through the chaos, running over an expert, hitting the boat and turning in. Looks like it's stuck there. Boat's in a movie scene though. Magic Spark has a hologram pushed in easily. Back to home. 2-point Oreo putting on a mechanism. Want to make sure that mechanism is securely attached. Don't want it falling off mid-mat. Magic Spark also trying to get a mechanism on. Their sensor lighting up the mat below their robot. It's like their masterpiece ready to be loaded, along with Anna, the museum curator. Some audience members thrown to the pavement under the lighting tower. 2-point Oreo loading up their audience scooper. 35 seconds left in the match. Magic Spark into the museum with their masterpiece with Anna. 30 seconds left in the match. Anna the curator in the museum. Looks like 2-point Oreo got stuck in the debris under the light tower. 20 seconds left. Both Magic teams seem to be pretty satisfied with what they've got. Saving battery and resting. 10 seconds left in the match. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and into the match. Great job, Magic Engineers, 2 Point Oreo, and Magic Spark.
All right, say it with me, will you? 3, 2, 1, Lego! All right, we got Motion from Royal Robots and Sonic the Hot Dog heading out into the field. Looks like, wow, okay, a lot of action there. Royal Robots just completed the crafting mission along with the holographic performer. Meanwhile, Sonic went out, and it looks like they tried to see if they could complete the 3D cinema mission and maybe part of the scene change mission, although it looks like it's still on the default blue scene, so maybe not quite there. Looks like they also brought a whole bunch of audience members in front of the 3D cinema, and they left an attachment on the field as well. This looks like one of the teams that has a whole bunch of attachments that they're ready to just dispose out onto the field as they need them for their missions. And they were also able to complete the scene change mission, that would be in Sonic, to the pink scene. Back to base they go, also completing part of the soundboard mission. I see that the center fader is up. Meanwhile, Royal Robots screaming over to the other side of the base. They were carrying something. And they were also able to move the boat off its starting position, bring the field expert to that desired location on the board, and make it all the way over to the other side where they completed the 3D cinema mission as well. A lot of really swift actions here. Not a whole lot of retries that either of these teams are having to do. Meanwhile, Sonic is going to move their masterpiece into the museum, and they're also moving the light show up to its desired spot. And it looks like they were trying to go for the blue zone, where they may have gone just a little bit too high. You know, one extra rotation on that system. But still no worries over here. They switched out their attachments. Heading back out into the field. It looks like they also delivered an audience member over to the light tower, and they're going for the immersive experience. We're about just less than a minute left on the clock here. Royal Robot's going to move a whole bunch of audience members inside of a crate over in front of the 3D cinema mission. Sonic bringing their robot over to the other side where they hurry from their other operating team as they frantically are changing out attachments. Royal Robots lining up everything. They have their masterpiece in their robot grip. Let's see if they can get it to the museum. Dead in center with Anna the Curator. 30 seconds left. And Robots back in base. Sonic the Hot Dog back in base, switching out attachments. Royal Robots bringing their robot back into base. Looks like I can't fully tell what Sonic is going to do. They might try and go for the... Oh, I did not see that. They went for the rolling camera mission. Royal Robots going for the immersive reality experience. Possibly we'll have to see what happens. 5 seconds left. Both robots out in the field. Arms are deploying. The crafting mission opened on Sonic's side. And the holographic performer mission complete as well, right as the buzzer hit.
Let's do the match in 3, 2, 1, Lego! Sage Circuits over there trying to get that scene change. Metallic Eagles heading over to the augmented reality. Sage Circuits made an attempt on the immersive view, knocked the lecturer off the perch. Metallic Eagles grabs their robot out of the field. Sage Circuits with another attempt. That spun the scene change. And they've gone to yellow. I'm not sure if that's prearranged. Much better has the immersive view also for Sage Circuits. They're going for the light tower, going for the blue. It's in the blue! Metallic Eagles headed to the museum, loaded up with a masterpiece, and a museum curator, and a bunch of audience members. Looks like most of them are in there. Technician grabs it off the field. Gets it back to the launch zone a lot quicker at the expense of a precision token. Sage Circus just off at an angle on the hologram man. Trying for the light bar, and they have one down. Lighting is successful. Want to see what the robot does so they don't risk a precision token. Going over to the crafts table. Nope, going back to the launch zone. Metallic Eagles with the augmented view. Mission accomplished. Looks like Sage Circuits, look like they're going to put on a jousting tool. Metallic Eagles putting on a fifth wheel onto the back. Looks like a spare tire. Let's see what they do with it. Try to drop that lever on the 3D cinema. That is easy done. 3D TV score, 30 seconds left in the match. Now Sage Circuits is going to deploy their jousting tool. Sticks out quite a ways. Okay, they're looking for that camera on rails. Slowly hitting it. Oh, just missed it on the high side. 5 seconds left in the match. And they broke their jouster off. 1. Great job, Sage Circuits. Great job, Metallic Eagles.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, Lego. All right, biggest little robotics team heading out into the field, moving the camera to its desired position and moving the boat off of the launch region. Dragonbots, meanwhile, heading out into the field and completing the crafting mission and heading back into base. It looks like they also delivered one of the field experts to their desired region on the board. Meanwhile, biggest little robotics team going and completing all 3 levels of the soundboard sliders, which is a perfectly tuned audio system, if I may say myself. Headed back into base and completed the 3D cinema conversion. Dragonbots headed out into the field. It looks like they were bringing their masterpiece, and they tried to deliver it into the museum. However, their masterpiece fell off the pedestal before it could get there. So the pedestal made it there, but the audience members and Anna, the curator, also made it there as well, although their actual masterpiece did not. And in doing so, they also completed the immersive reality experience, headed back to base, and also tripped the holographic performer. Meanwhile, biggest little robotics team headed all the way over to the other side of the field after they got a little bit hung up on their transfer all the way over there. They switched out their personnel, and they're trying to complete the rolling camera mission with their robotic arm that they just move forward and try and push the camera onto the track little hump where it can roll down to the next section. And they had also opened up the latch that allows the camera to go all the way to the end of the track. Back in base, they were not able to actually get the rolling camera mission completed, so they decided to just say no to that and head out to see if they can complete something like the crafting mission or perhaps the holographic performer. Dragonbots on the other side with about a minute left on the clock, holding their breath as they head over to the theater scene change, where that's one successful scene change to the pink region, which is actually what it looked like is matched over here by the biggest little robotics team. Biggest little team heading out over to the concert stage, where it looks like they were kind of on target to see if they could complete the holographic performer, and it looks like it was partially activated, but not fully yet. We'll have to see if they run it again. Dragonbots heading out towards the immersive experience. That was the 30-second buzzer you just heard right there, where they were able to deliver an audience member somewhere near the skateboard, although I don't know if it's actually within the valid region. Can't see it from my vantage point. Biggest little city robotics team bringing their masterpiece on top of the pedestal over to the museum with Anna the curator and a whole bunch of audience members also going for the light tower mission. I saw something spin on top of their robot, but it doesn't look like they were able to get it. 5 seconds left. Let's see what Dragonbots does. They're back in base. And that is the end of the round right there.
Hey, let's get this match started in 3, 2, 1, let go. Pause the robotics on the 3D cinema. Looks like Husky Howlers have the camera down to the end of the rail. Craft table, and the lid is up on the table. Pause the robotics lining up for the next mission. Husky Howlers have the hologram man ready to go at the concert. Positive robotics going for the immersive view. Oh, hooked on the robot a little bit. They're going to try it again. Husky Howlers just missed the augmented reality. Got to go out and reach that robot. Positive robotics with their alignment jig ready to go. Husky Howlers headed over to the augmented reality. They got it hooked. Not enough. Just missed it. Going forward over to the immersive view. That was easy. Positive robot on the immersive view. Robot blocked it. Positive Robotics has a little angle on their alignment jig. Husky Howlers left technicians ready to go. Looks like they might have a museum mission in mind. They've got Anna, the museum curator. They've got their masterpiece headed over to the museum. Positive Robotics just missed the volume mixer. They're going over to the right side. Husky Howlers aiming for the camera. Gonna drop their hook. Have it. Moved it over to the camera zone and the boat in the movie theater. 40 seconds left in the match. Positive Robotics on the craft table. Swiveling over to the hologram man. Just did not quite get that pushed. 30 seconds left in the match. Husky Howler's cheering section lost their battery. Husky Howler's over to the scene change. Tapped the bar, did not quite move the scene. Looks like Positive Robotics has the boat into the movie scene. 6 seconds left in the match. 3, 2, 1.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, Lego! All right, we have motion from both robots. Da Vinci Coders successfully moving the rollable camera on over the hump over to its secondary position on the track in between the dark blue and the light blue zone. Meanwhile, the Rams headed out into the field and completed the crafting mission, and it looks like they also went for the holographic performer as well before they moved back into base, flying over to the other side, Master Rams. Da Vinci Coders on the other side of the field also just completed the crafting mission and the holographic performer as well. Looks like they're lining up to try and bring one of the experts over to the other side of the field. They were able to latch it successfully over to the other side, didn't get caught on anything. Perfect run right there. And the Rams, meanwhile, were able to head out over to the museum where they deployed their masterpiece. Let's see, a little bit of a holding pattern right here. Let's see, oh, there we go. Now we have some motion from the Da Vinci Coders heading out over towards the immersive reality experience. They have Anna the Curator and their masterpiece, which it looks like they were able to get some of that partially into that region. Looks like that was a little bit of an expected move from them. Meanwhile, the Rams are prepping another attachment on their robot. It looks like they were able to deliver one of the expertise members to the area just behind the soundboard. Da Vinci Coders they actually moved a whole bunch of audience members towards the 3D cinema experience along with the field expert for that area and completed the 2D to 3D conversion. Same goes for the Rams. They're able to complete the 2D to 3D conversion as well. And heading over to the movable camera rig where they're able to pull the camera off its starting point, move the boat off its starting point, and get back to base safely. Meanwhile, the Da Vinci Coders, I saw a little bit of an energy over here. They were able to move the boat off its starting region along with the pullable camera that they brought to its desired location. It is within the boundary. The Rams moved over to the other side of the field where they're switching out attachments on their robots. They're coordinating between their two operating teams. Down to about 30 seconds left here. Seems like a promising round for both of these teams here. The Rams trying to see if they can get their robotic arm ready, and they start to run their code, which looks like it could be for the rollable camera. Meanwhile, the Da Vinci Coders went for, I think it was supposed to be 2 scene changes on the theater mission, and they completed the immersive reality experience, which I think is everything that they wanted to do. 5 seconds left. See what the Rams do. They're heading out in the field trying to see if they can complete the launch of the rolling camera, but they were not able to before the buzzer ran out, unfortunately.
Let's do this match in 3, 2, 1, Lego. RoboColt's out with a passel of audience members into the concert. Comet Colts have the camera into the camera zone. And the boat in the movie scene. I don't know what the issue is there. Oh, RoboColts hit the hologram man but didn't move it in. Sorry, Robo Squad. Comet Colts are resetting. Robo Squad with the craft table, checking their mission chart. Looks like mission number 4. Oops, 3, 2. They're going mission number 2. Looks like that's the one to send it over to the left side technicians. Comet Colts look like they were trying to line up for the 3D cinema. Uh-oh, look out. Lego audio coming in. Watch out for the boom mic. And we've got a camera on you over there too. Robo Squad with their high beam headlights look like they're LEDs. Comet Colts Robot doing some unexpected things. Okay. Just under the lever. But they backhauled the audience members, the expert, museum curator, and their masterpiece into the museum. Nice job. Robo Squad checking the mission map. Going on to mission number 13. You're using mission number 13? Okay, a little bit too far. Comet Colts aiming for the roller camera. 30 seconds left in the match. Comet Colts get the camera clear down to the end. They've already lifted the bar. Nice job. Robo Squad lining up with mission 13. 19. And it's off. Trying for the scene change. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1.
Ready? All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, Lego. All right, I got motion from both robots over here. Magic Maker's heading out into the field, trying to see if they can complete what looks to be the augmented reality experience. Wolfpack Bots heading out in the field. They completed the holographic performer mission, and they were also holding on to their masterpiece, maybe with, I can't quite tell from here, an audience member and Anna the curator. It's not exactly clear to me from my vantage point how much of that is actually within the valid boundary, but it looks like they did get some of it. Back to base, both robots are literally leaving those areas simultaneously. The Wolfpack Bots moving the expertise member off of the starting point along with the boat launch, although they did not pull the camera to do so. Meanwhile, the Magic Makers went out into the field, and it looks like they also just completed the exact same thing that the Wolfpack Bots did with a couple audience members as well, which a few additional audience members were delivered to the light tower, to the light show, a few moments earlier. Wolfpack Bots and Magic Makers still staying on their starting sides of the table. Wolfpack Bots heading over to the virtual artist, where it looks like they were trying to trigger the mechanism to some extent, but it doesn't look like they were able to do it. Back to base they go. The Magic Makers prepping their masterpiece on the pedestal along with Anna the curator and a couple audience members. That looks like a museum run to me if I've ever seen one. Although they decided to abandon that run really quick, it's not exactly sure what happened there. The Wolfpack Bots were able to head out into the field, and it looks like they completed the crafting mission and then transferred their robot onto the northwest side of the field, where actually the other operating team has been patiently waiting to take up the rest of the match. They lined it up using a special jig that they have on the field. They're going for one scene change. Looks like the robot arm just got caught on it a little bit. They weren't able to fully complete it. Back to base they go. Looks like they're going to do another run on it. Meanwhile, the Magic Makers were able to, it looks like they were bringing their masterpiece over to the museum, but it did get caught on their robotic arm, and they weren't able to completely deliver it into the museum. There's 30 seconds left, and both teams are on the northwest side of the field. Wolfpack Bots bringing an audience member over to the skateboard boundary, which it looks like they were able to get in there successfully. We're coming down to about 10 seconds left in the match here. Wolfpack Bots bringing audience members over to the light tower. Magic Makers just staying in base. It looks like they're going to be happy with their score. Wolfpack Bots going for 2 sliders on the soundboard, which they completed and moved back into base right on the buzzer.
Let's do the match. 3, 2, 1, let go. Mindstorm Masters with a big hook arm on the front. They've got the camera. Gonna take a left turn, put it in the camera zone. Pretty close. Boat is in the movie scene. Magnetites changing their mechanism. Have the arm down. Looks like they're gonna do that 3D cinema. Nope. 45-degree turn. Headed out to the theater scene change. Blue is up. They've hit the bar. Oh, they do have orange. Gonna try it again for pink. No, they're hooked. They're hooked and trapped. Mindstorm Masters also over the theater change, but didn't quite get to the bar. Let's see. Are they both matching? No, they are not. Magnetite switching out their mechanisms. very vital for the pit crew to be very quick in changing mechanisms. Mindstorm Masters has a one arm angled arm. Got the craft table. Coming back, looks like they're going to the hologram man. They've got the bar pushed in. Yes, they do. They've got it. Another tiger head onto the court. Let's keep him behind the... Let's keep him back here, okay? Stay behind the ribbon. Magnetites. Again, switching mechanisms. Mindstorm Masters, Anna, the curator, and their masterpiece, and a bunch of audience members, half of whom are in the museum. Chain recognizes 30 minutes left, 30 seconds left. Mindstorm Masters, looks like they're pretty happy. They're at 15 seconds left. Hologram Man, mission accomplished by the Magnetites. They have an alignment jig with 5 seconds left. Can they get that off? It's going to be tight. And that's the end of the match. Great job, Magnetites. Great job, Mindstorm Masters.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, Lego. All right, there we go. There we go. A little bit of a delayed start there, even though I heard the buzzer go. All right, the Bighorns were able to successfully complete the crafting mission along with the holographic performer. Lucky Coders heading back into base, but that is after that they completed the holographic performer along with the crafting mission. Basically a symmetric layout on the field here right now. We have a whole lot of support from team members and the audience, it sounds like. Let's see here. Both teams are back on the east side of base. Lucky Coders switching out attachments. They're preparing to move their masterpiece and the pedestal along with Anna the Curator. Bighorns is doing the same thing. It looks like they were able to bring it at least partially into the boundary. Lucky Coders heading out to go do the same thing. It's kind of interesting again. We've seen this a couple times today where the teams just somehow seem to do all the same missions at the same time. Unfortunately, it looks like the Lucky Coders, the Anna the Curator, and their masterpiece got caught on their robot and they brought it into some sort of limbo area of the field. I don't know if they're going to be able to recover it now. Meanwhile, the Bighorns over on the other side of the field going for... Oh, I lied. I thought they were going to go for the 3D cinema mission, which it looks like they may have, yes. And then they also went for the scene change on the theater. It is now changed to the pink scene. Back to base they go. We're getting down to about 1 minute left on the clock here. Both robots back in base, switching out attachments. Seen this a lot before. Bighorns heading out into the field. Going to see if they can move the pullable camera along with the boat off its starting point, and it looks like they were just off target, and the ring is just a little bit offset from where it originally started. It looks like they're going to try and run that code again and see if they can get it, but unfortunately it looks like they have decided, well, it looks like they're not going to be able to get it, but they seem pretty content with the fact that they're just going to abandon that mission for now. Lucky Coders heading to go do the exact same mission, and it looks like their robot did hook the camera, but their robotic arm was a little bit too strong, and it actually lifted their wheels off the ground, so they couldn't pull the camera with them. We're down to less than 30 seconds left here on the clock. Now 20 that I look at it. Bighorns heading out into the field. They've got a pretty big heavy attachment on their robot. I wonder what they intend to do with it. It looks like some rollers of sorts, like some caster wheels. I actually see, oh, that's very interesting. They have an audience deployment mechanism where they just deployed a couple audience members. A couple seconds left. Lucky Coders deciding to see if they can go out in the field really quick. Here comes the buzzer. And that is the end of the round.
Let's start this match in 3, 2, 1. Lego! Nice work. Dynamic Designers off to the 3D cinema. Dragon is out of the screen. Barcoders make a turn. They're headed to the museum right away with their masterpiece. And Miss Anna, the museum curator. A ton of audience members also in the museum. Free of charge. It's free museum entrance day. Dynamic Designers heading over and back. Dropped an audience member into the popcorn bin, which is the theater. Barcoders coming for the craft table. Little touch there. Good. Dynamic Designers not completely in, but they're going to start over from the right technician side. There the robot goes. Craft table easily accomplished. Barcoders, 45-degree turn coming out onto the mat. And a little push onto the augmented reality. They want to hook that and pull it back. They did not. They're going to pull it back. Minimize the time out on the field. Loss of 1 precision token. Dynamic designers. Looks like they have the boat in the movie scene. Dynamic designers headed to the light tower. And looks like they got some audience members over there. Refs checking to see if those members are actually in the zone. Dynamic designers with their chopstick camera pusher. Just missed. Barcoders headed over to the left side technicians, and they make it. Left side technicians have 45 seconds. Get some points on the board. Barcoders have been very consistent. Dynamic designers have their sidewalls on. Looks like they're going to put their masterpiece in. That's 30 seconds left. Barcoders tried the 3D cinema, did not hit that. Looks like they're going to try for the camera. 20 seconds left to accomplish that. Stopping, making a 90-degree turn. Okay, dynamic designers with the immersive view accomplished. Barcoders with a scene change. 5 seconds left. Going to go for immersive view also. Looks like they're just off from the lever. That's the end of the match.
All right, let's do it. Last match of the day in 3, 2, 1, Lego! And there we go. Both robots heading out into the field. The duck decoys going and completing the craft mission. Same goes for the Lego Legends. And also very gingerly bringing their masterpiece on the pedestal over to the museum. Duck decoys also completing the holographic performer mission, heading over to the museum to deliver their masterpiece. The Lego Legends completed the, they actually brought a couple audience members over by the theater stage, and it looks like they were able to get them in within the boundaries successfully. Lego Legends, looks like they were trying to move over to the other side of the field, and they were worried they were going to get caught on something, but they made it over there, no problems. Tool Duck Decoys using a large attachment on their robot to actually bring the lever of the light tower up to its blue position, where they also just completed not the holographic performer mission, they already did that one, the immersive reality experience. I have not seen this robot stop yet either. I can still see the #1 program on the Tool Ducks robot. They're still going. And I mean, okay, over here for the Lego Legends, we have them going for it looks like the 2D to 3D cinema conversion. They didn't do the conversion just yet, but they brought one of the expertise members over to that area along with an audience member and delivered a few more over to the light tower. They headed back to base and have their masterpiece prep. They're ready to bring it out into the field. And I also just watched the Tool Ducks complete part of the boat mission where they moved the boat off of the starting line and also delivered some game element, I can't see what it is, looks like an audience member, into the area near the light tower. That was all still in one program. Again, I have not seen this today. That's incredible. The Lego Legends also were able to bring the, looks like Anna the Curator, an audience member, another field expertise member whose name I do not remember off the top of my head, and their masterpiece on the pedestal into the museum and made it back to base safely, where it looks like they are going for the 2D to 3D cinema conversion. Tool Ducks were able to successfully bring all 3 of their soundboard levels up to the proper level. 30 seconds left here. It looks like a very high-scoring game over here, but there's not a lot of stress over here. These teams they've done it 100 times. They feel confident in how this is going to go. Lego Legends selecting a new program, heading out into the field. Same goes for the Tool Ducks. We're down to about 10 seconds left. Let's see what happens. Lego Legends were able to move the camera off its starting position, pulling the boat to its new spot. Tool Ducks going to see if they can do a scene change. And it looks like they have an audience member. Here comes the expiration of the timer. And that is the end of the final match of the day.
Dedicate yourself and you go find yourself. Standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. 'Cause you burn with the first flame. And the world's gonna know your name. You can walk straight through hell.
It is the moment that you have all been waiting for, the closing ceremonies. Jim, take it away.
To the teams, congratulations on your achievements this season. May the medals you've received that you will receive be a reminder of the countless hours studying, researching, building, and problem solving as you work together with your team during the Masterpiece, part of the First in Show presented by Qualcomm season. The process that got you to this point defines each one of you as a first LEGO League Challenge champion and winner, and the medal celebrates this achievement.
And a special thank you to our host today, First Nevada, the Educational Services Department here at the University of Nevada, Reno, and the UNR Robotics Club.
All right. And we also want to thank our first LEGO League global sponsors, LEGO Education and the LEGO Foundation,
as well as our first LEGO League Challenge Division sponsor, Rockwell Automation. And we cannot thank our wonderful local sponsors enough, whose support has not only made this entire tournament possible, but they have also been strong supporters of the teams throughout the state. They are Tesla, the Nevada Department of Education, and the Gene Haas Foundation.
Once again, join me in thanking our tournament director and FLL coordinator, Caroline Hansen.
And again, because we cannot do it enough for our wonderful volunteers, before we give the teams their awards, we want to take a moment to recognize you. If you're standing, wave, and if you can stand, please do. Let's have a round of applause for our volunteers. They made this entire day possible.
All right. I know all you teams have had practice, but being the first award handed out, the recipient of the volunteer award also gets the privilege of demonstrating how the high five line works. When someone or a team hears their team name called, they're invited to come down and pass through the volunteer high five line, and that starts on the right side. They'll then receive their award at the end of the line. Look at all those awards getting ready to be given.
You come over here and get it. Is that correct, Jim?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then high 5, high 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And that's it.
And that sounds good. All right. So then, as you all know, first events are run by volunteers who dedicate their time and energy in service of teams. And the idea that what first represents has a positive impact. Volunteers, we've recognized you enough, but please just wave one more time, because the first Northern Nevada team would like to recognize one of these outstanding volunteers. What you might not realize is the time and effort it takes to recruit, or actually this is what they said about this volunteer. What you might not realize is that the time and effort it takes to recruit, train, communicate, and encourage the wonderful people we have at all of our events. It is challenging to ask busy people to give up 3, 5, 10, or even 12 hours on a Saturday to support the workshops, scrimmages, qualifiers, and this championship. And then follow up to ensure that we have everybody show up in the right spot at the right time with the right training. This volunteer works behind the scenes, helping make every event successful. Without volunteers, First would not be possible, but without our volunteer coordinator, First Nevada Events would not have the volunteers we have for you. And please join me in applauding Aki Okazaki, our Volunteer of the Year, and our Volunteer Coordinator, who has been here for so long.
She wasn't watching. Here's how you do it.
And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Aki's great work, she is the one who is always running around, keeping us in check, and making sure that the entire event keeps running smoothly. It's been a wonder having her here over the years, and we appreciate all of the work that she does.
And when we're talking about volunteers, we mean volunteers. Volunteers don't get paid. They're here dedicating their time to everybody here at the tournament, the kids, the parents, the mentors, the coaches. So, coaches and mentors, I know you probably spent your entire day standing, but I'm going to ask you to do a little more. Please stand, coaches and mentors, so we can applaud you. There you go. That's what makes First roll. These are the special volunteers who spent hours each week with the teams. They've inspired, encouraged, and motivated, all the while demonstrating and modeling gracious professionalism. Teams, take a moment to tell your coaches how much you appreciate all they've done for you. There you go.
And now I would like to present the Coach and Mentor Award to the coaches and mentors, or rather, this is where we present it to them because the coaches and mentors inspire their teams to do their best, both as individuals and together. This award goes to the coach or mentor whose leadership and guidance is clearly evident and best exemplifies the first core values.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
This coach's team said the following about this very special person. Our coach gives us great inspiration when we are in the roughest spots. We all feel like one big family because our coach makes sure everyone is included, encourages us to be the best, and loves every single one of us. Our coach is the magnet that holds us all together. She is magnificent. The Coach Mentor Award goes to Kylie Reed from Team 57790 Magnetites.
And it is so wonderful to the teams. I mean, yes, have a round of applause. And thank your coaches after this event. Of course, they put so much time into making sure that everything is going to be as successful as it can at these events. And now I think it is time to turn to the first of our team awards. So let's begin with the Core Values Award. The Core Values Award celebrates teams that display extraordinary enthusiasm and spirit, and they know that they can accomplish more together than they could as individuals. And it also shows that they show to each other respect to themselves, their teammates, and everyone else at all times. And the judges had this to say about the Core Values Award winner. This team was very colorful with their project. They hit the right chords with the judges, and they wrapped up their core value presentation with a red boa. I wonder, the Core Values Award goes to Team 57790, the Magnetites.
How do you feel about that? Next comes our Innovation Project Award. The Innovation Project Award recognizes teams that use diverse resources for their innovation project to help them gain a comprehensive understanding of the problem they identified, developed a creative, well-researched solution, and effectively communicated their findings to judges and the community. The judges had this to say about the Innovation Project Award winner. Their project was well thought out. Fun and adventure was the most impactful method of learning, and this team truly embraced the amphibian life. The Innovation Project Award goes to Team 62501, Sonic the Hot Dog. Here they come from the back row.
There they go. They were way in the back. I wonder how they wound up way in the back, because usually all the teams are up here sitting in the front.
I think it was the hot dogs.
Oh, it was the hot dogs, yeah. Gotta go get those good hot dogs. And now, I guess, while that team is coming up, I will roll into our Robot Awards, which will begin with the Robot Design Award. And the Robot Design Award goes to a team that used outstanding programming principles and solid engineering practices to develop a robot that is both mechanically sound, durable, efficient, and highly capable of performing challenge missions. The judges had this to say about the Robot Design Award winner. This team was inspired by YouTube videos to create 6 versions of their robot. The robot had many functions packed into a clean design, and there is nothing little about their big accomplishments. The Robot Design Award goes to the biggest little robotics team of Reno, Team 61807.
The biggest little robotics team. Can't be much smaller than that. In number, I'm saying number, not size. And now to our Robot Performance Award. A little anticlimactic, as you've seen the standings, but this award celebrates a team that scores the most points during the robot game. Teams have a chance to compete in at least 3 2.5-minute matches and their highest score counts. Now to recognize the top performing robots with a tournament high score of 410, the overall winner of the Robot Performance Award goes to Team 56731, the Thule Duck Decoys. Nice work, Decoys. And in case you haven't seen the top performers, there were 7 or 8 teams above 300 points. So that was excellent.
Indeed it is. Because next we are going to share our Engineering Excellence Award winner. And the Engineering Excellence Award celebrates a team with an efficiently designed robot and innovative project solution that effectively addresses the season challenge and great core values evident in all that they do. And the judges had this to say about this award winner. The team had planned in detail for their robot game, and their project inspired others to create, and their robot performance showed that their point estimates were no decoy. The Engineering Excellence Award goes to Team 56731, the Thule Duck Decoys. It was a little panic moment for me right there, because I'm like, I thought they were already up here, but it actually worked out in my favor.
Yeah. And before we get to the Champions Award winner, we have these additional awards to distribute to the teams. We'll start with the Breakthrough Award. The Breakthrough Award celebrates a team that made significant progress in their confidence and capability in both the robot game and innovation project and are a shining example of excellent core values. They demonstrate that they understand that what they discover is more important than what they win. The judges had this to say about the Breakthrough Award winner. Their confidence showed in every member. They discovered many realities. They can howl about their success. The Breakthrough Award goes to Team 31611, Wolfpack Bots.
And now we move into our Rising All-Star Award. The Rising All-Star Award celebrates a team that the judges notice and expect great things from in the future. The judges had this to say about the Rising All-Star Award winner. That the team rose above all challenges and embodied the true spirit of competition. They had a promising idea and they did not get fried. It will be magical to see them on the first ride. The Rising All-Star Award goes to Team 61642, the Husky Howlers.
Howlers! I want to pause just a second. Query the judge advisor. There she is. Did you use ChatGPT to generate any of this? You did not? Okay. No, I think that's the latest thing, right? ChatGPT is going to replace all you judges. All right. That's me. Motivate. Next, we move to our Motivate Award. The Motivate Award celebrates a team that embraces the culture of First Lego League through team building, team spirit, and displayed enthusiasm. The judges had this to say about the Motivate Award winner. This team found inventive yet artistic ways to solve problems. They hyperlinked their interests to the world. The judges were delighted with the love of their Youst. The Motivate Award goes to Team 4644, the Da Vinci Coders. What was that?
You know, that's how you know they didn't use ChatGPT, Jim, because I don't think ChatGPT would respond with Youst. And our last optional award, which is the Judges Award, it's meant to recognize a team that doesn't fit into any of the existing award categories, but the judges still felt that the team deserved to win an award for their outstanding efforts, unique qualities, and experiences. And they had this to say about this wonderful team that they selected: that they will not go home blue. Their concern for the audience was a breath of fresh air, and with positive creativity, this team floored the judges. The Judges Award goes to Team 46350, Positive Robotics.
All right. And before we announce our final award, let's take a quick moment to acknowledge those teams who are with us, or team members who are with us for the last time. Please stand if you're aging out of first LEGO lead at the end of this season.
Is anybody leaving?
Oh, few.
Oh, we have one right here. I see a
We're
couple
glad
more
to
back
have
there.
you. We're hoping, yeah, there you go. Everybody's, yeah, stand up. We're hoping to see you in First Tech Challenge or First Robotics Competition. Thank you. And we want to congratulate you for everything you've achieved. We hope to see you continue your robotics journey on First Tech Challenge or First Robotics Competition next year. Millions of dollars in scholarship funds are available to participants in those programs.
Indeed, and now let's hear it for our first alumni. If you are a coach, volunteer, or supporter with us today and graduated from a first program, please stand. That'd be me. Anybody else? I know there's more here. Or they're already
Look at all the
standing.
volunteers.
They're all waving.
First alumni.
And teams, we hope to see you join these ranks someday. It is quite a very rewarding thing to do.
Finally, what level are we at? Audio level?
High level?
Audio level 1?
Audio level 2?
Audio level 3?
About audio level 5, because now we come to our Champions Award.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. My producer is whispering in my ear. Slow down. Slow down. I don't know why. Oh, this is for the parents. Oh, wait. Parents aren't even old enough. $6 Million Man?
Yeah.
What's up?
Something just happened
I just queried,
over there.
why are we slowing down? The answer is, I don't know. So,
wonderful.
Finally, we come to our Champions Award. The Champions Award celebrates a team that embodies the first LEGO League experience by fully embracing our core values while achieving excellence and innovation in robot performance, robot design, and the innovation project. The judges have the following to say about this stellar team. This team soars to heights above the mountain peaks. They have the right ingredients to create the perfect recipe, and this team is a shining example of embracing the first engineering design process and program. And the production notes say, drum roll, please. Hey, it's a drum roll. The Champions Award goes to Team 52957, the Metallic Eagles. Here they come. Woo!
Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Everything's coming up pieces, pieces. If it's a dream, don't break it, don't break it. I said, hey, look, Ma, I made it.
And they blank these out. So I got this. Okay. All right. And there is one more thing that we have to talk about. This is the really important one, the advancing team. So this year, the Northern Nevada is advancing a team to the WPI Open Invitational event in Worcester, Massachusetts, to be held on June 7th through 9th, 2024. The advancing team, drum roll please, since this could be the last time I get to do this before I go do my next chapter of my life. Team 62501, Sanic the Hot Dog, you are advancing.
Come on up, Judge Advisor Patty Poston has your ticket to the MIT Invitational.
Right.
And this is the school Dean Gaiman graduated from, Worcester, in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Caroline pointed out to me, that's the school that Dean Kamen graduated from. Congratulations, Sanic, from Sage.
But we are also, I actually did not see this in here, Northern Nevada is also advancing a team to the prestigious first LEGO League World Festival in Houston.
So we're talking about the advancing for the Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hot Dog, and Northern Nevada's also advancing the Champions Award, and then just say Champions Award. We don't know why it says the Champions Award again.
So this is the team that advances towards.
Yeah, which is the Metallic Eagles. So you'll say that the team that advances the World Festival World Championship.
We're just getting the script translated for us in English. It was written in English, but Not that great English.
It's a little bit confusing.
Little issue with the script.
So the team that is going to advance to the first LEGO League World Festival in Houston, I've been to it, it's very incredible, is Team 52957, the Metallic Eagles.
All right.
You're going to Houston. Wonderful event of tens of thousands of people all there for robotics. I remember when I went in 2019 and it changed my life.
And we'd like to point out that although the team is invited to go to Worlds, their way is not paid. So I'm sure they're going to need to raise some money to get the team there in April.
All right, and I think that is it. So ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our awards ceremony for this year's season. Masterpiece is part of the First and Show presented by Qualcomm. Thank you for everybody who came today. Just a reminder, your teams will receive their rubrics in Event Hub. And this isn't goodbye. We hope we can see you next season. And thank you for coming. Get home safe.